Very crisp. Very crisp.
Very crisp. Hey, welcome back from your vacation.
Bro, thank you, and welcome to the people listening. From there, this is like a vacation to them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
They're
Welcome
like,
to your vacation.
welcome to your vacation, baby boy. The
Your
Cold
the
Cuts Nation.
parasocial, yeah, the parasocial friendship vacation.
Oh yeah,
Um,
dude, I'm
yeah,
sipping my brew. I heard you were sipping a coffee. I'm
yeah,
joining you.
I have my
You got
fucking
the iced.
I got the iced coffee. It's honestly been I've had it for a couple hours now, so it's a little, it's kind of like room temp,
Dude,
but
I forgot to tell you. I forget when it was, but we were on a phone call and you were at Starbucks, but you had the very important white woman vibe because you were like talking to me and then you were like, yes, the cream is okay. Yes, sorry, I'm on an important call.
I-
Anyway, we were talking about feet or something. It was like something totally asinine that we were
yeah.
talking about, but I was like, oh my God,
I
this
I
guy's
just
got it.
I just pulled the same shit with my brother on the phone earlier today too, because he was telling me a story on the phone, and I was like, oh, just hold that thought for just a second. Hi, could I get a venti? Yeah, it's like after I go to the gym, I usually just do the I do the 1-2 punch where I go to the gym and right all on the same block there's a drive-through Starbucks and then there's this sandwich spot that I really like. So I'll just go like bada bing,
Bada
and then
boom.
yeah, bada
Dude, you're
boom.
too big into your sandwich addiction, I would call it. I feel like I got to do like an intervention. There's other things to eat. There's other things you can eat, bro.
Nothing that I've found rivals the sandwich. It's just my
Dude,
favorite.
I don't think it's like an exclusively male thing. Like I'm sure chicks are like into sandwiches too, but there's something about being a guy and having a favorite sandwich spot, or at least like a favorite sandwich that's just like
Hmm.
this is so good, dude. I fuck
Yeah.
anytime I'm eating a really good sandwich, I feel like I'm so annoying because I'm just like, dude, this is a sandwich,
Now
dude.
this
This
is
is
some
what's a
good.
fucking sandwich.
Exactly. I mean, I'm very blessed that my area where I live, it might be like this near you too, but I mean, I could think of probably like 4 or 5 like S tier sandwich spots that are like right by me.
Oh yeah,
Um,
oh yeah.
including like, did you ever live somewhere with a Publix? Did you ever go to Publix?
No, I don't think so. What
You
is
know
it
what
like?
that
Whole
is?
Foods?
It's a grocery store chain, but I think it's only in the South, but it is like the best grocery store. I mean, and I've had them all over the world, baby, but it is the best spot, and they're just like deli that they have there where you can get a like a pub sub, like they'll get a sub sandwich there,
Yeah, yeah.
is just like ridiculous. Anybody who's listening right now who lives near a Publix knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's just like they have these Publix chicken tenders that they have the tenders that are like specific. They just make them in house, and you can get it on the sub. They chop up the tender
Oh,
and put it
that's
right in.
good,
It's
bro.
so
Dude,
insane.
for
It's so
me,
insane.
Ralph's. You know, I'm sure you
Hmm.
hit up Ralph's when you were in LA, but
Yeah.
dude, they do like a fried chicken and tenders, and it's like it's better than any fast food chicken. It's like Bojangle, not it's like Bojangles level, pretty much. Like, but it's
It's
like,
fire.
dude, it's
So fire.
so fucking
It
good, bro.
was
I'm like
it
obsessed with it.
Publix was probably the thing that I missed the most because I grew up in Florida. I went to school with you in North Carolina, and then I lived in New York for a while, like 4 or 5 years. And the thing that I missed the most when I wasn't in Florida was Publix because New York, their grocery store situation sucks. Like every grocery store that I went into was complete shit in New York, and never found anything that was like a really good deli. They're all tourist traps, like in
Dude,
my
yeah, I'm so sick of
experience.
the fucking not gazebo, but what do they call it?
A
The
bodega.
I'm so
Yeah.
sick of the bodega discourse, bro. Because it's like when
Yeah.
I was in living in New York, it was only for a year I was there, but it was still like these literally don't even touch a 7-Eleven or just like a regular gas station. Like it, I don't know why they act like it's like the best shit ever, bro. And
No,
the
yeah.
chopped cheese sandwich, it's like, dude, there's literally if it was a Disney cartoon, people would be amazed because there's literally like a rat cooking your food or like a
Yeah.
giant fucking vermin in the back. And it's like, dude, this is like
Yeah.
so
You
nasty,
did you
bro.
did a comment about you did a comic about that with the giant
I had
rat
to.
like
I had
uh
to, bro.
the can you hear my dog barking
I
right
can't a
now?
little bit. It's cute. What type of? Oh, it's the little one. You had her on
Yeah, I'm
once.
I'm literally about to just kick her ass. Wait, hang on. Can you give me like 2 seconds to
Dog abuse. All right, boys, it's just you and me. We're back to just the YOLO pod. Just the YOLO swag pod. All right, we can talk about Harris Willie Scott. Let me think of some embarrassing stuff from college. I can't really think of it. You know what? This is kind of embarrassing. Harris's willingness to sleep over at my place on a school night when we were both adult men, but I can't even rip him on that because I was so giddy. Sorry, I was sharing I was mocking your willingness to sleep over at my house when we were college students, but I was saying then I can't mock you because I was so hype. It was like
Oh,
a
yeah.
adult sleepover. I was always like, dude, because my girlfriend, whenever I tell this story, always makes fun of me because it's like, dude, Harris used to sleep over on a school night, and it's like, dude, we're like 22, we could do whatever the fuck we wanted to
Yeah,
at fucking that
exactly.
age.
And also at that time, the dorm room that I was living in, I was living in a single, so I had no roommates, and so
Well, I
which
remember your place being like almost like hotel chic. Like it was kind of cool.
nice. Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
was chill. And actually the other people that lived on my floor, like I had a couple friends that did live on my floor there, but if they were out, especially like I don't know, my freshman year, I was living in a suite with 10 dudes. So like there was always something going on. Like there wasn't a moment of being bored. And then I think I was so ready to be like, oh dude, let me just get my own spot. I just need some fucking peace and quiet. But then when you live alone, I mean, I'm sure there's people that just thrive that way, but living totally alone, you start to fucking like wig out a little. I did at
Bro,
least. Like I
I
couldn't.
was one of the ones that thrived, bro. When I had my own thing, dude, you saw my place. It was like a 2 bedroom, much
Yeah.
too much space for me. But I was like, I would, dude, I was so on it. I was eating healthy. Every Friday, I had my little, for an hour, I just Swiffer and like listen to music and fucking
Yeah.
clean everything. And I was like, I'm so adult. And then immediately after I moved out of there, it was just like, my
Yeah.
quality of living just imploded, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do like being like I do ride the line sometimes between being like introvert or extrovert because like I totally can spend hours in my room just like working or doing my own thing and be alone. But it's really once it bleeds over into like more than like 2 or 3 days and I haven't like seen somebody, I'm like, okay, I really need to like sharpen the saw right now because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna like
Dude,
start to
I'm
go
usually
cuckoo.
good with the being alone, but there was one point, I swear it was during a holiday, and my parents hadn't left Saudi yet. So they were
Hmm.
still in Saudi, and it was like there was no point of me leaving for 5 days and coming right back because the travel time's a day going. So it'd be like I'd have like 2 days at home. But I remember I stayed on campus and I got some pretty trash acid, but I was dropping acid like 2 or 3 days in a row and just playing Fallout New Vegas.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, the fucking DLC, bro, the fucking old world blues. But I just remember like 3 days in being like, this is not good, dude, for my mental health. Like I was like
No.
going insane and I was like, dude, I'm becoming the acid guy, the guy that just like does
Those
acid and like sits around. I was like freaking out,
It
dude.
sounds great. I mean, it sounds super. It
Looking
sounds like a
back, I'm
fun
like, yeah,
way.
what was I
Yeah.
complaining about? I was
Yeah.
fucking like king of the castle. Like,
Dude,
what?
that makes me think I'm surprised I haven't mentioned this on pod before, but there is a Reddit alert. Sorry, Reddit alert.
You're pre-redditing now. I've
I'm
trained
just
you
just
well, bro.
just
Now you
letting
know how
you
to
know.
preface. You
But
preface
this
your
is
redditings.
if you're gonna go on Reddit, this is the shit you should be looking at. There is a subreddit that I like came across like a year ago. I was just like, I don't know how it showed up in my feed, but it's just r like subreddit. It's called DPH, which is a DPH is like a chemical. It's a drug, but it's essentially just Benadryl, like the little Benadryl pills.
Mhm.
And so the people on this subreddit are users of DPH and the whole and basically what they have to do like start to finish it's a complete like nightmare scenario like they you have to ingest something like 40 or 50 Benadryl pills which you can of course get over the counter and just like you just have to buy them in surplus you could get them at like a gas station but you have to literally consume that many pills and then what happens is that it makes you trip, but not in a way that's like, whoa, dude, this is like I'm like tripping right now. It induces delirium. So what ends up happening is that people will trip report on what they experienced, and it'll be like them. First, what happens is that you start to see spiders like crawling through the like in your peripherals, like crawling around you. And then what ends up happening is that people will be like, so yeah, I was like, I went over to my living room and I was sitting in my living room and I was talking to my roommate and we were chit-chatting for like 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden he just like got up and sprinted into the other room. And I was like, what's going on? And I got up and I followed him and he wasn't there. Like he was like not even in my apartment at all. And it's
Dude, that's fucked.
dude, it's fucked. And it's also like it's like super addictive apparently, even though it's like makes you feel horrible. It is a terrible hangover, and eventually if you eat enough it will kill you. So it's
Oh,
like
that's no good.
it's just like a terrible drug. But scrolling through the subreddit is the most just like
Unhinged.
on it is the most unhinged subreddit I've ever seen in my life. And all of the memes are like super cursed, like deep fried images, like weird trippy shit. I almost want to pull something up right now, but it is like I'm surprised there's not more eyes on it or that it's even allowed on Reddit because it is like
Dude, we'll do a
insane.
Reddit live stream. We'll do a Reddit review of the subreddit. We'll get it going, bro.
We should do a DPH live stream where you and I both just eat
Oh,
500 pills of
baby.
fentanyl.
Dude, I feel like that shit would be so bad for me because, like, dude, I don't know. I don't know if it's because it does mean I'm going insane, so I'm wiping all the sweat off my face. I'm fucking melting.
Oh, here we go.
But dude, ever since I was a kid, I've had like a reoccurring hallucination.
Hallucination.
Yeah, hallucinogen. I'm retarded, but it was like, and it's usually right when I'm waking up. So I'm sure being half asleep plays into it, but it's, I think I mentioned on the podcast, bro, it is a giant spider and it'll literally crawl out of a crack. And it's like, when I'm talking giant, it's like huge, dude, like tarantula sized. And
Oh,
it'll always just like come crawl towards me and then hang out. And then whenever I go to like, is this real? Whenever I go to like, it like realistically crawls into a crack. But here's the thing, dude, it's so realistic, and it used to happen mainly at my grandma's house that I'm convinced there's a 2 foot long spider living in her house. Because, dude, it's like a colonial aged house. There's
yeah.
totally a way a spider could have snuck in and built some sort of super spider colony or something. But like,
Oh my God,
I don't know, bro.
dude.
It scares the shit out of me, dude. It freaks me the fuck
When
out.
was the last time you had that hallucination? Like, how recently was
I
the
had
last
one maybe like 7 or 8 months ago, but it was again like I was waking up and he was on the ceiling, and it's almost like we're homies now. I don't know what's going on with him, but
he's just looking out for you.
I have like a weird thing with bugs, bro. I remember there was a time. A lot of people don't know about these, so if you've never heard of this bug, you have to look it up because it's so disgusting. And I think in Japan they have them even worse than they are in California. I'm not sure where else they are in the country, but they're called house centipedes. Have you seen one of those?
Oh my God, I've had one of those in my
The
house
most
before. Yeah.
disgusting creature you have ever
Yes.
seen, dude.
Yes.
But when I was living at my old place before Daff and I moved in here, um, one morning there was walking and like little tapping on the ground, and I'm like, what the? Because I had a tiled floor. I lived in a laundry room,
Mm-hmm.
and this one was so big, it was making walking noises.
Oh no.
And
Fuck
I was
that.
so scared of it, bro. But here's the thing. I was in such a weird place. And like, this is before I even met Daff. Like, I was at a weird place. And it was like, for a week, this thing terrorized me. I couldn't kill it. I couldn't find it. And then a week later, I woke up one morning and it was dead right next to me. Like it had crawled next to me to die. And there was a moment of like, my friend.
It's like, no.
I've lost my friend. Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute. I hate this thing. Why am I
No,
why am
yeah.
I like mourning this fucking little bug?
Dude, and,
But,
and for
ugh.
anybody for anybody who doesn't know what those things look like, they seriously look like nuclear apocalypse.
They're just
like
literally
they're
disgusting, dude.
insane. Like the first time that I saw one, it was so jarring that I was like, I don't even like I don't even want to kill this thing. I don't know what will happen if
I don't
get
want to
close
touch
to
it.
this thing. Yeah.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
But I looked at I think they're harmless. Like I don't even think they have
Their bite can hurt you, but they're like, so you know how people are like, you have to let spiders live in your house because they'll eat the bad insects. These dudes eat the bad insects and spiders. That's how fucking insane they are. They eat
Jesus
spiders, dude.
Christ.
Yeah, they have a venom that literally I don't think it's the one where it melts your insides and they drink it. I think they literally just have a venom that is so toxic to insects it just paralyzes them and they die. Like,
Good
yeah, it's
God.
messed up, bro. That's why their bites can like fuck you up. But I'm convinced either that bit me or a recluse one time because we had brown recluses in our house. But I woke up one time when I was
Ugh.
working at Chipotle. Yeah, I shouldn't have even been working at Chipotle because like something bit me. Sorry, the 3-year-old retarded child is on his scooter bike right outside. I don't know what he does. He literally comes up to the second level where I live and just rides his bike around. And dude, there's like this big of space to go, and it's like, don't you want to go and play in traffic and get hit by a car? Like,
He
can't
wants
you
to
like,
torment you.
yeah? What are you trying to do? What is
Yeah.
going on? It's driving me insane. But and, dude, I got bit by something, and it literally looked like my skin was decaying, and I
Oh, it
was like.
probably was a spider bite. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
dude, I'd never
gnarly.
had one so bad. But then, like, I put a bunch of shit on it, and like a week later, it finally went away. But I was like,
Ugh.
I didn't care enough to go get checked. I should have, but I don't know. It was weird. Anyway,
Yeah.
bro, spider bites, spider monkeys. Here's my question for you. Do
Go
you
ahead.
want to go? We have some juicy user questions. Do you
We
want to go over
do.
those now or later?
We can go through them now. I think
Through
like
them now?
yeah, or maybe why don't we? Because we actually have a few. I don't know if you want to go through all of them. We could answer like two now and
Yeah,
some
I'm
more
sure some
later.
of them too will lead into great bits. You know what
I
I
am
mean? So we
sure.
we
Yeah,
may go on tangent a little bit, but
for sure.
yeah, this is
Uh,
excellent. Do you
yeah,
have
and
any while I'm pulling these up, do you have any have you been involved in any juicy drama? There was not drama, but you
I
got a lot
know,
of hatred for you made an extremely political post
of
and
course.
you ruffled a lot of feathers.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's when I was coming onto this podcast, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be like a little sweetheart today because the last episode that we did, I was really running my mouth. I was talking a lot of shit, rightfully so. I don't regret anything that I said, but I did kind of like, you know what? Let's just keep it good vibes on this podcast. I'm not gonna be a hater today. I'm not gonna talk about any
Dude,
of that
I
shit.
love, dude. Anytime you get hateful, I'm literally like Emperor Palpatine, like, yes,
It's
let the
just
hate grow, my
It's just
friend.
I really do try to do the House of Decline thing where it's just like total Zen Buddha. I'm really not a hot-blooded person. Like not really, but like sometimes these fucking internet people just they like I hit a boiling point. I hit my low boiling point probably with just some of that shit and
I
like
loved it, dude.
oh
I fucking
God.
love the shit you would text me like, dude, these fucking pussies,
No,
these
okay, yeah.
fucking bitch. I was
Well,
like, yo,
oh
let's
God.
go,
Okay,
let's
we'll
go.
just talk about it real quick. I not well, maybe we shouldn't even address it,
I mean,
but
we don't have to talk about the. I was just talking more about you because, like, dude, I think we were on the phone yesterday and I was mentioning it to you, but I'm usually the friend who it's like someone will barely slight my other friend and I'll be like, we need to fucking kill this
I
guy. We
know,
need to
yeah.
fucking kill. And everyone's always like, you need to calm down, bro. You're not helping. But it was like someone was doing that for me and I was like, I got Harris in my corner. I
Of
got the
dude,
bulldog, the
of course
bulldog.
you do. And also, I mean, it's so like black and white. Like obviously, this dude that we were talking shit about last week just took it way too far, but he was just being an idiot online. And all I got to say about it, and all that I was getting heated in text about to you about when we were talking about it afterwards, was basically that then sounds like somebody else came around from that little clique and was just like, hey man, what's going on? Why are you talking all this shit? And I was just like, you guys are you're Charmin soft. Like you couldn't
Yes,
you
dude.
talk all this shit on your podcast, and then the second that we didn't even say anything that was out of line. It was literally just addressing like you're an idiot. You shouldn't be saying this shit online. And all now they're doing all this backpedaling. Like, oh man, like I don't get what your problem is. Like, why are you
Dude,
gonna say all this to me? It's
that's
like,
the thing I love,
man,
bro.
shut up. Like,
Dude, but these are the type of people who would be the first person
oh,
to like if say God forbid someone was Jewish and trans, they would be the first person to be
God
like, "Yo,
forbid.
fuck this, yo, blah,
I
blah, blah, blah."
know.
And then as soon as it's like a little negative feedback to you, it's like, "What did I do?
I know,
Me no do
literally.
nothing.
And
Me why
because
me do?"
it's just like it's so silly to me. It's like, man, you should they if you want to say all this shit, then fucking double down and actually it sounds so stupid, but say it to my face. say it to
Yeah.
my face.
Also,
Like,
come
duh.
after me, bro. Like, I feel so bad. My fucking girlfriend meat shield,
I
literally,
know,
like,
dude.
yo,
She's a
we're gonna
tough
end
cookie.
Yola Swag's career. Fuck Daphne. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, why you didn't even come after me? Like,
You know, my brother was like,
oh,
he's funny. We were talking about it a little bit today on the phone
we
because
gotta
he
get him on,
watched.
bro. We
I
gotta
know
get
we
him on.
should. He was because he's been keeping up to date with the. He actually was the one who watched that guy's hate video before I did because he was the one that pointed out. He's like, okay, here's the timestamp of where he starts talking shit. Like my brother's like very invested.
He's our tech guy.
And he over the phone today, he's like, bro, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah, what? He's like, is Zach's girlfriend trans? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, dude, I had no idea until you guys were talking on the podcast. She just thought you were dating a tall lady. And
The
I was like,
tall Dutch woman. Yeah.
I was like, it's very sweet. But yeah, he's like, but yeah, I mean, it just was all totally unnecessary. She did not need to be involved in that at all. And that's what got me heated most of all is like it's like dude, the girl didn't do anything. Like she literally didn't do shit and they're saying all this me that's my main thing. It's just like what's your problem, man? Why you gotta say all this shit? Like
I like it, bro. I love Heated Harris, dude. I love
whatever.
Heated Harris.
It's
I
like
love
it's just like anyway, and we were talking about this Alex Jones comic that I made also, which is like yeah,
Which,
on
by the
phone.
way, I want it to be known. As soon as you sent it to me, I said, "Brother, this is a banger, brother. This is a banger."
I was I don't know when I drew it, I almost felt like I was channeling either it because it was a little out of character for my usual like brand of comics because I don't really I do pop culture stuff, but it was the first time that I've done a pop culture reference that was like a sort of political thing, and I did feel a little bit like I was channeling a YOLO swag or even a House of Decline. Like it felt like it could have that joke could have worked, I think, on any three of us, but and that's why I almost didn't draw it because I was almost just like, this is like I don't know, maybe is this reaching or whatever. Anyway, it did perform well, but of course you got just the smooth brains in the comics. And it's like a bipartisan issue is being a smooth brain. Like it doesn't matter if
Oh,
you're
for
right wing or
sure,
left
for
wing. I'm not
sure.
like I don't even care what your political affiliation is. There were people on both sides, man, that were just like coming out and just being just saying the like, oh my God, like the stupidest shit ever. And I was like, I of course, because my brain has folds and wrinkles. Like I'm able to think critically. I didn't respond to anything, but I did,
Impressive.
and I didn't mute it either. Like there were people that were just going at it. Oh my God, I was this actually, I finally were fucking 3 days out from when I posted it basically. And the first, like, somebody finally commented something that made me like, LOL. That was like, they were responding to this. There was one guy that I eventually just had to mute. I didn't block him. He's still allowed to comment. I think he is still commenting on the Alex Jones pick, but he was like clogging my mentions. Like
Yes.
he
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
commenting so much. And I don't block people. I don't care if you're an idiot. I don't care if I don't care. And but I just don't I didn't want to hear it anymore. So I was like, okay, enough of this. But he was an excellent troll because a lot of people were taking the bait, like responding to him. He was just like defending Alex Jones, or I don't even know. I don't even know what he was getting at really, but he was just like posting these really long-winded, like overly wordy, look how smart I am type like comments, like over and over, and people were responding. But there was one thread of him. It was him going back and forth with somebody, and he would post like a brick of text that was all this like political minded, let me try to convince you of something, and the person would just reply with like a gif of like thick Bowser like slapping his ass, or just like shit post memes, and it was like 30 like responses long, like the thread. And like somebody finally commented, and I saw in the thing they just said like the absolute state of like political discourse on Twitter. And because
So
it was
good.
just that, I was like it all of a sudden drew attention to it because I was ignoring it, and I like looked at that thread and I was cracking up. It's just such
That's
a
literally what it
funny.
is, bro. Dude, I love when like someone will post like, yeah, like the guy will respond like, dude, I'm not reading that, or he'll post like someone slapping their ass, and I love when the guy goes, oh, you don't have an argument, I win, and it's like, dude, come
Yeah,
on, bro,
just
like,
stop. Just
literally
stop.
just
Like,
taking
it's just
me
like two people. It almost feels like two AI like bots like trolling each other into infinity. Like it will just never end. And it's
100%, dude.
so funny though. Yeah, but of course, like that one, I almost regret that it blew up because of the amount of brain rot that it caused me just having to endure, like, I don't know, just like silly quote tweets and people being mean or stupid or just
Dude, it's
whatever.
insane though what people can imprint. Cause like, dude, you show me that comic and it's like, okay, Alex Jones is a character in the comic, but like, there's people who like because it's him, the comic is inherently political or making a point, and it's like, dude, it's a gay frog joke. Like, we've been
I
making these
know.
since it's happened, and like, no one's
Yeah.
had like this issue that like they think you're trying to like form a coup or something, or like fucking take over the White House. It's like, dude, it's a
Seriously.
joke.
I
You're supposed to
wouldn't
either laugh or go away. Like,
exactly. And I wouldn't even call it like a political comic. I mean, it was
at
just
all,
like at
dude.
all. Like literally regardless of your opinion on it really doesn't even matter if you like him or hate him or whatever. Like you should at least be able to recognize that his bit about the gay frogs is just silly and like ripe for parody. It's just like a
Well,
funny thing. Like,
there is truth in it.
I know, here we
I'm
go.
not even, dude. I'm
No,
not, dude.
no, I
I'm not even
know.
kidding.
I
Okay,
know,
okay,
I
okay.
know because I got a fucking hundreds of comments. There were people like,
Right, right,
well,
right.
actually, you shouldn't joke about this because actually what he's saying is true. And it's like, okay, what
The
he
way he said it though was
right, like
admittably goofy. Yes,
what
yeah,
he's saying can be true, but that doesn't mean you can't make a joke about it because
yeah.
he's a character. Like he's funny. I mean, it's like and whatever,
But dude,
whatever.
that's been like, I don't even know why people thought him talking about it was a big deal. Because I remember my mom as a kid telling me how, and I don't even know if it was the same chemical, but because we were giving, you know how we give cows, I don't think we do this anymore unless you're like a shitty milk factory, but like hormones to expedite growth.
Hmm.
That like women, young girls were having their periods and developing breasts way sooner than they were supposed to because they were getting that from the milk.
Hmm.
Like that's not like a thing that's, because I think we're even seeing that with microplastics. You know how they did a study and like there's people's like urine had microplastics in it. Like
Hmm.
I think we're getting from the dawn of time, anything you eat, you're essentially eating what they ate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're putting that in its body. So I don't even think, yeah, he just said it funny and it was like funny.
He
It's
just said it
inherently
funny.
funny that they're
I
turning the frogs gay. Like that's just
yeah,
funny.
I actually, I mean, I would actually go so far as to say that like I I certainly don't agree with like I mean like I'm sure there's a lot of I'm not really well versed in Alex Jones. Like I don't know if he's said some really like racist or outrageous shit, then maybe I'll regret saying this, but because I don't know about that. But like I actually like Alex Jones. Like I just think he's like funny. I just think he's like
He is.
he's a
He's a
character. Like I
character,
don't
yeah.
and I don't think and I don't like him enough to I don't watch Info Wars or any of that I don't know if it's still airing, but I just think it's like I don't know. It's there should be like an English word for it, but just like one of those people that you like you hate follow, but I don't hate him. It's just like
You
it's
want
just
to
to
see what
gawk.
happens
I
next.
just want to
Yes,
gawk
yeah.
at it. You know what I mean? And
Gawk
it's like
following.
right.
Yes.
I almost feel the same way to a certain degree about Donald Trump, where it's like I didn't vote for him. I don't think he was a good like president necessarily, but I don't like have this foam at the mouth rage over him. I kind of like miss the memes a little
He was
bit when
so funny,
he was
dude.
so funny and like I don't know what you call that. I don't know what the word is for that because I don't hate him.
I will
I
say though, just because I know people are going to be in the comments like, Harris, no, he did this, but there is drama, not drama, but I think the court case is finishing up now or it's starting now, but he is in
yeah.
trouble. Oh, Daff, get over here, show him your new shirt. Look at what I got her
That's a
for.
fresh
Dude,
shirt.
isn't this fresh as hell? Hey,
Dude,
say
you look
hello.
like you're balling.
She can't hear. He's saying you look like you're balling. Throw that in. Harris, repeat your compliment.
I was like, you look like a pimp.
It's fresh. Doll's
It is
good, bro. I'm
really
telling you,
fresh.
you get your chick one of these, it's all over.
Dude, I would get one for myself. It's like,
Did they have
you know,
that in men's? Do they sell men's stuff?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That looks like
Alright.
it could be unisex
Too much women
anyway.
on the podcast. You need to get out of here. You need to leave.
I know.
Anyway, the drama going on right now was because he said, and again, though, I think he said it in character. It was like a weird thing. I'm not going to run defense for Alex Jones, whatever.
Mhm.
But he was saying that all the people in Sandy Hook were actors, crisis actors.
Oh,
so, yes, so
that's
a
a little
coalition
fucked
of
up.
parents are suing him now.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
pretty
so they're-
fucked up. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
agree with that. Let me
Obviously,
go-
that's what I was saying. Because
yeah.
you were like, you know what? I condone everything Alex
No, no,
Jones
no.
has done, and I
No,
love
no.
the guy.
Yeah, definitely not. I obviously he's a ridiculous human being. I think anybody who's like he's like, dude, Alex Jones is like the only guy delivering real news. I mean, dude, you need to check yourself into a fucking mental institution. But I
Yeah.
don't think. But I also think like, you're also giving him too much credit if you're just like, we need to denounce this man. And
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I mean,
Yeah,
dude, come
yeah.
on, man. Like, think critically about it, please.
Dude, my favorite meme with him is the Daphne always makes fun of me and compares me to him, but the one where it's like, I forget what supplement it's for, but his before picture. And then the after picture is like 3 days later, and it's exactly the same, but he's more red. And you're like,
I know.
what is this? What is this supposed to do?
That picture showed up when I had to Google an image reference for him when I was just like drawing him just to
You crushed it,
see
by
what
the
he
way.
looked like.
I was gonna
Oh.
compliment you, not to interject, but like,
Thanks.
I'm so lucky that I've decided to do my little like Kelly Ben Garrison ripoffs, and I get to label the people because no one would fucking ever know who I was drawing ever, dude.
No, I think you do capture. I think you do you're good at caricaturing people. I mean, like the Joe Biden one that you just did today was you could tell it was him, especially from the back. Let me tell
Oh
you.
baby,
You could
oh baby.
tell. Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like it's really hard to capture somebody's essence, but
You nailed him, bro.
he's yeah. I mean, I don't know if people would have known. Well, whatever. I don't know if people would have known it was him if I didn't put the InfoWars thing like in that first panel. But I would definitely describe him as easy to draw. He's just like a chubby dude
Very
in a
round,
suit, very
yeah.
round.
The only one I've seen you do where I was like, I didn't quite get it, except for the reference I was able to put it together, was the JFK.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
He's hard
I
to
didn't-
draw, though. He's like
hard
very,
to draw too,
yeah.
and it's also because of it's both of our styles is that I mean, first and foremost, we're cartoonists, right? So it's like it's not easy to capture somebody's likeness in a cartoon. That's a whole extra thing. I didn't think it looked exactly like him either when I drew it, but I was like, people would get this. Like it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I actually didn't get any responses from the comment that I have gotten before on one of my older comics was somebody I posted I don't remember which one it was, but one of the comics that somebody was holding a gun like an AK. Oh, I remember. It was like an I Am Legend comic. I don't know. Anyway, one of the characters was holding a gun, and one of the somebody commented, some like person with 4 followers, like commented like, drawing guns really isn't your strong suit or something like that. And I was like, oh,
What did
whatever.
you do wrong?
I don't know. It was a cartoon of a gun.
Dude,
like I don't know.
I've preemptively, anytime I draw a gun, I decide on a model, and I do a lot of research because I know gun autists get so livid. But dude, I get livid too when like there's been news stories or things where they're showing you something and they're either reloading wrong or they're using the wrong type of bullet, and you're like, I'm not even a gun autist, and I'm like, this is not right.
Yes,
like
I know.
It drives me insane.
We I see we have 4 minutes left, but I think I have enough time to say
Dude,
this.
I totally, again,
I
I
just
felt like
saw
we
that.
just started.
I know,
Jesus
we
Christ.
did. But last night I was with my girl and her family. They're in town, and her stepdad is ex-military. He's a cool guy. He's ex-military, and he is like a killer. This is a little tangent. He's like an insane bartender, like drink maker. Like he's so like anytime that he's in town and I go over there, I know that he is going to just be like mixing up some bomb shit. And so I was just like lit up the last like 4 days basically. But last night we were on like a movie binge watch of we watched a we watched Blade, which I had never seen before.
I've
Have
never
you
seen
seen
it.
Blade?
That's the
Yeah, I had
black
never seen
vampire,
it.
right?
He's a
Is he a
yeah, he's a
vampire or vampire killer?
he is himself he's called a daywalker. So he's basically his mother was a vampire, which means he didn't turn into a vampire, he was born a vampire. So he has all the abilities but none of the weaknesses. Like he can go in the sun and shit like that.
Bro, I
It,
can
it,
already
it
think of like a gay walker.
oh, that's
He can
great.
use grinder but not be gay, or he can like go
Yeah.
to the club like, oh, there's gold there, baby. There's
Dude,
gold there.
that movie, which came out in 98, I would say after watching it last night, I can firmly say that it's not a good movie. Like it's definitely really corny and not hasn't aged well, and the special effects are terrible. And you could pretty much be watching it in another language and just get the same experience out of it. Like everything they're saying makes no fucking sense. But we watched that one, and we watched Underworld after that, and which is another like
That's
99,
Resident
98.
Evil or no?
It's not, they're so similar, but it's not
Okay.
Resident Evil. It's like, but that it made it, I like got to thinking because Blade, Resident Evil, The Matrix, and Underworld, and there's probably a bunch of others that I'm forgetting. Like all of those like late 90s movies have this first of all, not all of those are good. I would say Matrix might be the only one that's actually like a good movie. I'm sure the film nerds are about to be in my fucking DMs about that one, but like, come on, please be real. But the whole thing is like the vibe is really interesting that it's so instantly recognizable as like a late 90s movie because it's so like dark and bleak and everybody's wearing leather and little sunglasses and like it's like super edgy and there's almost like nothing warm or lovable about anything in that movie. And it's like I kind of was sitting there last night and thinking, uh it sounds so obvious, but like it's a real shame about 9/11 because like like it really did it really does feel like there was this huge cultural reset when 9/11 happened that all of a sudden the early 2000s turned into like Lisa Frank and Hello Kitty and all the and like little flip phones and everybody was like wearing little tube tops and stuff like and I feel like that was a reaction to how dark shit got for a second, but it felt like we were almost on the cusp of something really interesting in the
I
late
know,
90s. Do
dude.
you know what
I
I
know.
mean?
Dude, I agree with you because also to me the worst part about 9/11 was it made Zoolander flop. We could have had so many more Zoolander type movies, but this fucking asshole, Muhammad Attar, whatever the fuck his name was, just had to fucking fly that plane into that building, bro. Absolute, dude, absolute dickhead move, bro.
Total dick move,
Dickhead. You
man.
know what? On Cold Guts, we're officially denouncing the actions of 9/11. Officially.
Absolutely.
Officially, dude.
Officially. I think it
Yeah.
was a little like blurry before this, but
Yes.
now we hopefully our fans reckon we probably
Oh
just
yeah.
lost like 50
Oh yeah.
followers because we said that. But
Dude, I'm sure I'm sure the hijackers felt justified. For all we know, there could have been a child behind all of their seats kicking and they were like, you know what? I'm done with this.
I'm over it.
Fuck you, kid. You know what I mean? So like you kind of get it. But anyway, listen, if you're a CBD company, this would be a great time for us to do a little ad for you. So if you're listening, you need us to do some ad space, hit us up.
Hit us up.
Shoot us an
Hit our
email.
line.
Dr. Bingus.
Did you get
Bingus.
your more coffee? I know you just got
You know
cut
what?
off
I
there.
decided against it because I realized I chugged a bang earlier. So I have my. By the way,
Ooh,
if you live in California, I can't recommend more golf and stuff.
golf and stuff.
I've
That's
yet
what's
to
up.
golf there. It's a mini putt putt and then arcade, but Daphne and I go there every time we go up north. Dude, the freshest arcade ever, bro. We literally
Really?
on the way back this time we were like, all right, we're gonna swing by, and it was the most packed it's ever been. So we literally just shit. I shit. I think she pissed, and then we were like, let's try the food. Dude, the worst fucking food I've ever had in my life, bro. But we got a fresh little reusable cup, so
That's great.
I'm pretty about it.
That's a nice usable cup. Yeah, I would take that to the gym or something.
Bro, I miss that shit when fucking McDonald's used to sling out like dope fucking cups, like with the little
I
kids'
know.
meals and shit. Now everything's like pure garbage, dude. I hate it.
I don't know.
It's
They used to.
ass.
I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of a reflection of where we are as a society. But like, I mean, dude, back in the fucking 90s and early 2000s, like I still have in like a bucket in like some of my old toys like that came in some of those like McDonald's Happy Meals and shit that are like good quality little
Oh
fucking
yeah,
wind up toys and
dope as hell,
shit.
bro. I remember they
Yeah,
did Super Mario World 3 or
it's
whatever, and
awesome.
you got these little like sticky Mario things in Saudi, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I haven't even. I mean, I'm 28. I can't remember the last time I got a toy at McDonald's, but I can't imagine they're anything fresh compared
I
to
don't think
what
it's
we
like
had.
that. Yeah, I don't think they got it like that anymore. I
No,
mean,
no.
I don't know. Now you probably like fucking you go on there and you get a QR code to download like a
Yeah,
JPEG of a
or
toy
like,
or something.
yeah, they give you a bag of pronouns or something.
Yeah,
That's probably what. Hey, here's your they them, sir. I mean,
that's good.
they them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Come
good. That's
on,
good.
who ordered
But
the
yeah,
pronoun meal?
I think we should get into some of these questions because
I
we were
literally
talking
was
about
about to
it.
say that, and I'm pulling it up because I was like, because this is why I asked if we should do them now or later, because I was like, we're literally gonna just keep talking like
I know.
forever. I
We
got so
actually did get some
here's the
good
most
ones.
recent one we haven't read. Okay, and
Go
this
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
do want to not apologize, but I will preface by saying this guy is Brazilian. Okay,
Okay.
so I don't know what we're gonna get into. This is
Oh boy.
from Vinicius. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hey guys, after watching the latest episode, I realized that you guys talk about races, so I wanted to share this about me. I'm from Brazil, and on this country, there's an ethnicity called Pardo. It's the same name for the grizzly bear, seeing as it's brown, and it's given to mixed people, children of black and white people. My mother is white, of Polish Jewish descent. They were World War II runaways, and my father was black. So I'm part black, white, Jew, Polish, and Pardo. Wow. Dude, you're a fucking.
Damn.
Yeah, you got
Taste
the
of the
whole
rainbow.
diversity crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Sometimes I feel like a chimera. Oh, that's cute. There's also this thing about being too black to be white and too white to be black. That's it. Weird genetics. It's not really a question, but that was fun. But
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
always bring that up with Daft because, like, have you heard of that concept? I swear we talked about it on the podcast sometimes, but
What's
like,
that?
um, when a mixed person, usually black and white, who growing up, they say they feel like they're too white to hang out with the black kids and then too black to hang out with the white kids.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like some sort of like reoccurring thing mixed
Yeah.
peoples run into. But my concept, because I'm like, I hear that, I'm like, how can I make this zany? How can I make
Yeah.
it funny? But I was picturing a poor Filipino child who was too swaggy for the white kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else that's funny. Yeah, I didn't think that went through, but there's something there
That's
with
good.
swag. There's something
Yeah.
there with having
Sw
too much swag, but not enough swag to hang out with the real full
yeah.
Filipinos.
Like too swagapino to hang out with the white kids, but not swagapino enough to hang out with the
Exactly.
Filipinos. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm hoping. Uh,
did we talk about race that much on our podcast
I,
that we're
I,
like
I,
inviting questions about
I
race?
think
I mean,
I think he
well,
meant he must have seen the Rusty episode. He must
yeah.
have seen
Well,
the Rusty
well,
episode.
first of all, of course, thank you for the question. I appreciate it. But I honestly don't feel like an authority on that. I don't know what it's like to be a mixed race person. I'm sure that there's all kinds of stuff that I've like not.
That looked. I was literally like, "Is this gonna look gay?" And I looked at myself. I was like, "I can't do that."
My girlfriend has a really fancy like Yeti mug or cup that has a straw like built right into it, and
Mm.
she's like, I have like a regular like bottle also that I take to the gym, and she's like, do you want me to get you like one of these? Like, you should get one like this, like with the straw. And I'm like, no, because like I don't want to be the guy in the gym that's like bench pressing, and I finish, I'm like, oh, and I pick up the cup, and I'm like.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
It's like you can't do that. It's just
I
not. It
love
just
the.
ain't right.
They always do it on Housewives. I guess it took me so long to realize women do this because they have lipstick on and they don't want to get it everywhere. But the dainty, like, we have to like get it with your tongue because you don't want to get your lipstick on it.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude,
And
oh fuck, I
you
love
basically
drinking like
have
that.
you have like the mustache version of that, where like you're trying to not get your mustache like tangled in the
Dude, my
fucking.
like entire upper lip is gone.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's just stash, bro.
insane.
I was just like, oh, hey.
I
Dude,
just couldn't. I
mm.
couldn't do it anymore. I might like run it back again now because I'm starting to get a little whatever. But it was starting to do that where it's starting to tickle the
Yes,
upper
dude.
lip, and I was like, oh, it's just driving me
I
nuts,
find
man.
myself nibbling on it, and I think I nibbled a bit too much off at one part because it just looks like someone came in and bit out of my mustache. I'm like a
Yeah,
baboon, dude.
yeah.
Absolute fool. But again, thank you, my Brazilian friend.
Thank you for the question or statement of fact. I'm not
The
really sure.
statement,
The
the statement,
statement. We
dude.
appreciate our
I'll let you
Brazilian
read
friends.
this this next one. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna tackle the
Yeah.
next one because it's a silly question and it's one sentence, and then you'll get the next one.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
This is from I don't care McFly.
Mm-hmm.
What is y'all's opinion on crunchy water? Hint: ice.
I like it. I
Dude, I'm a big
like
fan.
ice.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan, but I remember, and by the way, Mr. Varghese, if you're listening, you're probably not, but this was my math teacher in high
Mm-hmm.
school. And we used to have seated lunch every day, and we had to wear suits, and it was super cringe, but there was always a big pitcher of ice water. And I was sat, you'd get assigned tables. So I was assigned Mr. Varghese's table for a month, and I would always crunch my ice, and he would
Mm-hmm.
always yell at me and go, Zach, you know, if you crunch ice, it fucks your teeth up. Stop crunching the ice. Like he was adamant, like you weren't allowed to crunch ice at the table. But I was always like, what the? How does that fuck up your teeth? Like I
That's
never
such a
understood.
lie.
But dude, I think he has a point though, because like I think when you bite down hard on ice, your teeth can connect sometimes, and I think it chips them slowly. I think that was a
Okay.
point he was trying to make. But he used to make me so scared of ice, but me and Ice are back, baby. We have a great relationship now, and Mr. Varghese
Yeah.
can't do anything about it, bro.
I love ice and I love places that do the ice. That's the little
The shaved one,
the little balls of ice. Yeah, I
Pebbles.
don't know how
Oh,
you
oh
call it. The
yeah,
little pebbles of ice. That shit is so dope. There's
the
a
little
taco
ones though,
spot.
not the big ones.
No, they're like no, not like a big. You're talking about the ones that you put in like a whiskey glass. Have you ever
Yes,
used
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those? Yeah, I have one of those too. That's kind of cool too. But no, I mean like when you go like I have a taco spot near me that they serve with their drink machine. They give you that type of ice. It's not quite shaved. It's just those like little pebble ice things or
Yes,
whatever. And that's just great because once you finish your drink, you just got this little like
yes, dude.
little
I
that
love it,
that
bro.
that I love. Yeah.
Dude, that's a
So
good little. You sound like the Minecraft guy.
yeah, dude, I would love to get back into Minecraft. I was playing so
Dude, we'll
much
do a
over
live. Let's do a
quarantine.
live stream, bro. We'll build a fucking community. We'll get it going.
I love all anytime I see a Minecraft meme on Twitter, I always like it because it's just they're so funny to me.
A little Reddit, but I'll allow it.
Yeah,
I'll allow it.
I would say I'm actually a little overdue for, but I just haven't been able to think of anything funny for a Minecraft comic, like a joke about Minecraft. But I don't know. There's probably so many of them that I would be hard pressed to find a joke that hasn't already
Well,
been
I'm
made.
sure there's been so many new DLCs or whatever they're called since you have played. So that, I'm sure there might be some new jokes. I remember it was like a meme on Twitter that like they added a bumblebee, and then like left wing people were like the bee is trans, and then right wing people were like you'll never be a woman, and they were like all fighting, and it was like, are you guys really this butthurt over this fucking gay Lego ripoff game? Like, where literally people are having blood feuds over this, like acting like it's political discourse whether the bee is trans or not. I was like,
It's
so
ridiculous.
insane, dude.
I don't know,
So
man.
insane.
But I would love to live stream. I would love to live stream us playing any video game, but Minecraft would be really
Yeah,
funny
just
just to.
not on YouTube. I'm not trying to get the guy talking about Jewish people the entire time in the sidelines like last
Oh
time.
God, not again. Yeah. I mean, dude, I even saw people like on your Instagram. It's so weird that this is like a thing, but on your Instagram, I saw people saying transphobic shit in the comments
Yeah,
of the
dude.
video, and I was just like, dude, like, aren't like, what kind of fan are you? Why are you being just like, why? Like, I
That's
don't
what
get
I
that
love when I
idea.
click on them and it's like they still follow me and it's like,
They must just
what
be
do you want from me?
trolling. Yeah, it's just like, but why? Like, why? How damaged are you? Like, why? What's the point of that? I would never like. I don't know. I don't type mean things on the internet. It doesn't like. It doesn't bring me joy. It does bring me joy if it's, they deserve it, but like, just for like innocent random people, it just never makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me no no.
whatever. I guess I'm fucking a little
Dude,
soft,
how do you,
a
you
little
know, you were
sophomore.
mentioning the, not to segue too hard,
Mm,
and pull up the next question, why don't you? I'm talking about this,
sure.
but you were saying your taco shop does like the pebble ice.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever get weirded out drinking fountain drinks, because I remember I must have been a teenager when I read this. I think my mom sent it to me, but it was like
Mm-hmm.
a study where they tested um, fast food drink machines and like drink vending machines or whatever, and it was like 75 to 80% of them contained fecal matter from like employees,
What?
refilling it. Yeah, I know. And I was just kind of, ever since then to this day, every time I get like a soft drink from McDonald's or something or a takeout place, I'm always just like,
Ew.
yeah, dude.
You
Yeah.
just
It's
fucking
like,
ruined it for me. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how true it is, but I remember it being like a breaking news,
I mean, there's probably like fecal matter everywhere, right? I
Mhm.
mean, I don't know, man. Like that's
That seemed very
disgusting.
deep. That was almost like Neil deGrasse Tyson level thinking for a second. You're like, yeah, there's probably poop everywhere. I
I
remember
mean, it's
this.
like
One of the
there has to
chefs at
be.
work grew like a beautiful beard, and then his girlfriend was like all mad at him. I remember during the shift, and I was like, "What is going on?" And she's like pulled up a Reddit post that was like, 99% of men who have beards have fecal matter in their beards, from like wiping and touching their face.
From
And she
eating
literally,
ass. Yeah.
yeah, she forced her boyfriend to shave. And he looked like a fucking scrimbly pimbly without his fucking facial hair. And I was just like, that sucks ass, dude.
Here's a segue for you. I do not understand. I do not understand, guys. Guys, blanket statement. Stop doing this. Stop making you having a beard part of your like brand image. Like you part of your like or like I'll see sometimes like people like their Twitter bio will be like that guy with a beard and their like thing is like a cartoon of them like soy facing with the fucking beard. And I'm like, dude, come on, man, get rid of the
Dude,
fucking beard.
I literally
Like,
agree with you so hard. And watch,
what is
I'm gonna
that?
instigate drama, but there was this dude I used to interact with before like he went off the rails, and I'm pretty sure he got in trouble because he was texting underage girls for feet pics, like unironically. But dude, he goes, but
Unironically.
he's Nick Fuentes' like
Because when I do it,
general.
it's ironic. When I do it,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah. When
ironic.
we do
But
it,
when
it's
other people do
funny.
it, yeah.
Yeah. But he's like the general for Fuentes. He's like one of the high level guys. But
Ooh,
his whole thing is his beard, and his whole like or his whole like brand is called Beardson Beardly. And it's like, dude,
dude,
please leave
cringe,
2001.
cringe.
Please leave
Because
2001, dude.
dude, just fucking yeah. It is a two. It's just like a. I don't know why it was just like co-opted by. It's funny you don't even hear the word hipster anymore so much because what was in like 2006 through 2012, what was considered hipster is just like normal now. Like
Yeah.
everybody's wearing the fucking horn rimmed glasses and flannels. I'm it's like literally what I'm wearing right now. But it's just like that shit. Like when I was in like even up until college, people would be like, "Oh, dude, what are you? Some kind of hipster?" And I used to be like, I don't know, probably I guess so, but I'm just like dressing the way that like
I'm just
I
me, baby.
like. I'm just
I'm me.
I'm just like dressing what I think is cool. And now we're fucking like 8 years out from that, and it's what everybody's fucking wearing. Like every fucking Zoomer is wearing like metal t-shirts and skinny jeans or
Yeah,
baggy
you're
jeans or
describing our
fucking
future guest Turkey Tom quite well, bro. He loves that shit. And like the
yeah.
fucking what I've seen people
But
bringing back? The t-shirt over a long sleeve. You
mm-hmm.
remember that look? I fucking hated that shit, dude.
Yeah,
Here's the
that
nice thing
was
though, is you look put together now. If you were like a wannabe tryhard dude, they always wear the like lined flannel. Like they literally look like they're like a lumberjack if like all the coolness was sucked out of the lumberjack and there was just
yeah.
this husk of a man remaining. Like
Yeah.
it's always that like distinct look, dude. I hate it.
It is that because you got your flannel at H&M, so it's made of this little flimsy tissue paper that just looks like it's gonna fall apart at any time. And it's like, I wear glasses and I occasionally sport a beard, but like these dudes that make their little fucking avatar like they're you know what I mean, like they'll draw themselves
The
as like little
big
cartoons and they have
bushy
like the
like
beard and the glasses and they're like and I'm like, dude, oh my god, man, like when I draw a cartoon, when I draw a that sounds like such a hater. I told myself I wasn't gonna be a hater. Wasn't gonna be a hater today. But when I draw cartoons or like, if I'm like self or inserting in a comic, I never draw myself with like glasses and a beard, glasses and a beard. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
image. That's my look. It's like, yeah, you and fucking every other soy boy in America, dude. You guys all wear that. And I do too. I'm right in line with all that shit. But it's just like, why
Dude,
are you naming
I
yourself
almost
Beardly
hate
Mc yeah,
Beardson, dude. I almost
Beardson?
hate
Oh
having a
god.
mustache because of how cringe that shit's gotten, dude.
It's
Like
been
the
co-opted as well.
it
Yeah,
really
for
has, but to
sure.
me, dude, a mustache is like you're either fresh as hell or you're fresh as hell and a raging homo. You know what I mean? Like that's what it used to be. It was always
Uh-huh.
like pinnacle masculinity, and now it's like David Hogg has a mustache, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to kill
I
myself. Like it
know.
should
Yeah.
literally be plucked from his face one hair at a time with my teeth. Like it
Yeah.
just does
You
not
you you
deserve it.
just cannot make it part of your brand. It should never your facial hair, honestly, just like anything about the way that you look that is a choice. I don't know. It doesn't even make sense as I'm saying it out loud, but
I get
like
what you're
you
saying.
know what I
Like,
mean? It's
yeah, I get exactly what you're saying.
yeah, like that like oh, what like that guy with the glasses. Like what do you like? What do you mean that you're really the only person in your entire fucking circle who has a beard and and glasses? I fucking doubt that. It's 2022. That's like standard. That's
Oh yeah,
like
especially if you're balding. Like I'm gonna have to just go full beard one day because that's like this seems to be the go-to thing as soon as someone like it hits the back. It's like they just grow a huge beard and they're like, I can hide my loss of hair with my beard, and it's like,
no,
no, dude,
dude.
you look like a
I
caricature. Like it
I
looks like an idiot.
if you actually start to lose your hair, I think that you should lean fully into the balding mullet look and keep
Oh,
the
100%,
mustache going.
dude.
Like
100, just pure scumbag. As soon as I get an ounce of money, dude, I'm updating my wardrobe. I'm literally gonna only buy used car salesman clothes. Like I
oh
know I could
that
rock that, dude.
hell
The fucking
yes.
like terrible pattern mixing and like fucking baggy
Fuck
jackets, dude. I'm
fuck
so ready,
yes.
dude.
I
For
was
our
already
Vegas trip, I'll dress like that.
I was already thinking, dude, if we hit our big break and we're actually like invited to some Hollywood get together or something, I am going like like some
In my
eyes wide
head, I'm
shut
trying to
party.
picture what like Brad Pitt, like
What's
we
the
need the cold cuts guy. Yo, bring the cold cuts guys
I just
over,
like,
baby.
or you know what? Let's actually go smaller and more realistic. If you and I are ever like invited to some fucking, ugh, even as I'm saying it, I'm like throwing up in my mouth, but some like
Reddit
VidCon shit
AMA.
or
Oh,
like,
okay,
yeah, it's
okay.
some fucking creator. Ugh, let's all get together and here's your VIP pass. And I have to sit. Oh, God, I would sooner kill myself. I'm sorry, I couldn't even do that shit. I don't think. But if
Dude,
we were gonna do that, I would go full. First of all, I would Dennis Rodman my hair. I would buzz and color it, and I'd just go looking absolutely crazy. I would make it off the wall. That'd
dude,
kill.
that's my dream. Like I've been telling Daft since the beginning. Like if I ever get big or have any modicum of like success, I am dyeing my hair. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
shitty bleach that looks so fresh to me, in my opinion.
Have you done it? Have you ever done that before?
When I was in The King and
Bleached your head?
I, they were like, you have to play an Asian, so you have to dye your hair black. But it literally looked no different than
Oh really?
my dark
Oh yeah.
brown. Yeah.
Oh
Is your
yeah.
hair
No.
dark brown? It's dark brown, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
like
not
dark
black.
brown
Okay.
too. But yeah, when I was in New York, I bleached my hair. Did you ever see pictures of me with that
I don't
shit?
think so, bro.
Yeah, I had a buzz cut, I had bleach, I had blue hair at one point. I was
Oh,
kind of like,
what?
yeah, I was kind of fucking around out there because it's also like, I don't know. I you actually look more like you're like
Vibing in. Yeah, dude.
when I'm walking around just looking like this, like in Brooklyn, people are like, who is that guy? You know what I mean?
He isn't covered in trash and smell like feces. Who is
Yeah,
this man?
as soon as you get an earring and like a buzz cut, people don't even like pay attention to you. They're like, oh yeah, he
Dude, I
fits right
remember
in
I
here.
had an earring. I kind of want to get an earring again, bro. I was like, I got it in
Hmm.
high school, and this guy, like, I was friends with like the football team, and they were like they were the biggest kids in school, bro. They were like all
Hmm.
huge and ripped, and they were like, "Yo, if you're hanging out with us, we all have earrings. You got to get an earring." And
Oh, word.
I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense, of course." So we went to Claire's, and I got my earring, and then,
They went
dude,
to Claire's.
it was so, dude. I got to hold the teddy bear, but I remember like as soon as we got back to campus, this like scrawny white kid, fucking fruit ball, Walker Sullivan was like, nice earring. What are you, gay? And literally the football team like came around the corner and they were like, what did you say, you little fag? And he literally like just bolted to his room and locked himself in. And I was just like, no one will mess with me now.
Because of
But
your earring. Yeah,
yeah,
hell yeah.
exactly. But then some fucking David Schaefer piece of shit asshole because we had proctors at our boarding school. You know,
Yeah.
like in Harry Potter, they were like the high level rats who like ratted on people. He was like, "You're not allowed to have an earring," so I had to fucking take it out, bro. It was so cringe,
Damn,
so
what a
cringe, dude.
bitch. Yeah, that's not cool at all. Yeah, yeah, it's fun to do shit. I mean, I think anybody who has never either buzzed their head or if you haven't dyed your hair, if you're under the age of like if you're still under 30 and you've never like bleached your hair just for the fuck of it and you don't have some kind of like finance job, it's like I actually would say it's good and it's actually a good way to fucking I don't want to say man up, but just like fucking nut up a little bit
It
because
is, dude.
like if you look even if you look shitty, then you're just like, oh wow, I look like shit like this, and I gotta just fucking deal with it for the next
But
but you won't even look like shit.
you need to
It'll look
learn
normal.
that though now because you don't want to be the guy who's 45 and has a manic episode and either buzzes or dyes his hair and then you're like, I look retarded at this age. You know what I mean? Like
No
you want to fucking go through it that dude, if you're on the cusp of 30 or 35, get it done if you haven't. If you're listening. Either do
facts.
a buzz or die. Write to us, we'll send you some stickers.
Let me see.
Okay?
I think I have a picture of myself with a fucking buzz cut and an earring on my Instagram. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can
show me
find that
that.
shit. Yeah,
Show me
I'm
that.
gonna show you right now. Yeah,
By the
one
way, I was
second.
going to surprise you with a special guest, but he's at the gym currently.
Who's a special guest?
Um I was going to bring on Sweet Baby Bo, our mutual
No
friend Bo.
way.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah.
All
We'll,
right, you
we'll
gotta
bring him on
ignore
another day.
this picture is
Fruity.
a little fruity, but here this is
Okay.
I had a fucking this is an I had a buzz cut
Bro, you look like Elton John. What the
and
fuck?
I was wearing my buddy's glasses. You can't even see it there,
Bro,
but
were you bi experimenting at all?
no, not
I'm getting bi
even.
guy vibes. Okay.
Yeah, just by guy. But I had a fucking look. I had an earring.
Bro.
Yep, and yeah, I was walking around looking like that. But
God damn, dude. You morphed. You went from there to just extreme macho nacho.
dude, you have to do shit like that. Like if you don't want to question your sexuality or question your just like I don't know. That's why I worry about some of these guys who make the beard their image because I think they're so concerned about shaving their beard that it's like no, this is how I look, and I have to look this way, and this is what everybody expects me to look like, and it's like, dude, all of that shit is in your head. Like, you can get a buzz cut, you can bleach your hair, you can shave your fucking beard, please,
Yeah.
and take those glasses off and kiss me. It's like just like fucking get like I'm not already. Just like
Oh,
get
baby.
like just do if you're listening to this and you've never done any of that shit, this is a fucking challenge to you. And then DM us a picture, email us a picture of you with your fucking new buzz cut. That would be cool.
Oh yeah. I'm shocked we didn't get more feet pics after my Twitter post. I think we got one or two, but
Yeah, we got one straight. No, we got actually
well,
two
I
and
think a chick
one.
posted them on Twitter.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of them was straight to Twitter. We got one that was sock on, and I'm pretty sure it was a dude. And then, well, I'm actually assuming it was a dude because it was just like a dirty sock. Like
Don't ruin it for me. It's a chick in my head.
it could have just been a chick, but a little bit of like a dirty sock. And then we had our boy Slug Knight sent an email, and it featured this. Yeah, it was we're not going to get any ad revenue on this now, but here you go. That's a
Ooh,
picture of
baby.
Sonic
The
with some
Sonic
toes
feet, dude. The
on.
Tootsies. Dude, mention of sock, I had to show you these, but for my birthday last year,
What
Daphne
is that?
adopted an elephant seal for me.
Oh
So,
yeah,
we went and picked it up, but it came with, look at these puppies, bro. These beautiful
that's
elephant
so
seal socks, dude.
sick.
Oh, gorgeous. They smell delicious. I love
Oh
them. I love
hell
them.
yeah, dude, that's sick.
Thank you.
Should I read another question here?
Yeah, hit up the next one. Do you know what the next one is? Let me see. It's
Are you looking at? I see a few here.
by Trevin.
Yeah,
Which
you
you
want
know
me to
what
read
this
that
is.
one?
I think at first glance you might think this is a silly question, but there's some meat here. There is some
Okay.
meat here.
All right. Here, I'm gonna read it out loud. All right. This is a quote unquote. Okay. I'm not. This is not me saying it. This is me reading the question. Just like a statement. Okay. This is from Trevin. Thank you very much for the question, Trevin. Important question. Can we just admit that racist Chinese accents are still funny and you shouldn't get in trouble for using them to make jokes? And then they said no feet pics. Tell YOLO. I said ching chong. Unquote. Thank you for the question, Trevin. Did you want to? Do you have something that you want to say about
Dude,
that?
I do have something I want to say about this, and I swear it's been touched on by Sam Hyde, so I don't want anyone to think I'm stealing his mind sauce or his mind juice. But
Hmm.
you know, when it comes to accents and like racist accents especially, there seems to be, you know, you shouldn't say it and that's not what they sound like, blah 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 blah. It's bad. But then it's like, how come me talking like this to you, come into my 7-Eleven, how come you instantly know what race I'm portraying? How come? How come when I how come you know I'm doing an Asian guy as opposed to a Slavic man? You
Uh-huh.
know, there's something inherently like, and like, dude, the one I love is, I'm gonna forget what song, but there's a Japanese artist who does a song, and the whole point of the song is it's to sound like it's what English sounds like to non-English
Oh,
speakers.
I've heard that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like,
And it's good. They're like ice cream machine, like saying shit like
yes,
that.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, but it's like nonsense words. Like it
yeah,
doesn't make sense.
and
Yeah.
but it's like you inherit hearing that even as someone who speaks English, it's like, oh, I can tell you're trying to sound like someone speaking English.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude. Obviously, it falls into like N-word jokes where it's like there's ways to do it right, there's ways to do it wrong. But for people to inherently say accents are bad or that they're not funny, to me, it's just like a crock of bullshit, bro. Like
Yeah.
there's something inherently there. Like, I don't
Well, it's
know.
yeah, it's equally, I mean, it would be equally as like fallacious to say that, oh, it's always funny, because it's also not always funny, just like any
For
type of joke
sure.
is not always funny. Like I think like I don't know, man. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things that you are taking a risk in general of being really cringe, but what by doing an accent that's like racist or portraying a certain race. Like you're taking a risk that you're not actually being funny. It's going to be interpreted wrong.
I have to
And
send you because this is so relevant.
what's that?
But this guy, and whether or not I'm not even picking sides right now. But this guy posted a video, or he was doing a live stream. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, how many posts does this guy have? I feel like I have to scroll through so much cringe. Okay, so I'm sending you the link now on Twitter, and
Okay.
I'll describe it for our viewers because I'm probably too lazy to edit the video and I don't want to do that.
Okay, let's see.
But yeah, while you're watching that, I'll describe it to viewers. But this guy, Greek god,
Oh,
I think
I
you
saw
have
this. I
seen
saw this
this,
video. Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
Twitch streamer, and he walks by an Asian family and immediately goes like mocking them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know, something like that where it's like the humor is you're just making fun of an Asian woman with her son
Mm-hmm.
is like, you know, some humor can be found in it for me because it's like, what? Why are you doing this?
Right.
It's
Well,
like funny, you know?
I mean, but you're laughing at the guy.
Exactly.
You're not
Yes. Yeah.
laughing because what he said is funny. You're laughing because, first of all, for anybody who hasn't seen it, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It doesn't help that the dude looks like shit. Like he's
He
like
looks Greek to me. Hey, you're making fun of Greek
maybe
people.
he looks Greek, but he just looks like really like he looks like he's been walking around for 10 miles in like the heat. He's
Yeah,
like
he's very sweaty.
sweating.
He's very
He's just like
sweaty.
he looks like you gave like a crackhead a fucking GoPro, and he's walking around, and yeah, he walks past his family. You can't even, first of all, you don't, when I watched it, you couldn't hear what they were saying, and you can't even, it's so quick, you can't even tell that they're Asian because he just passes right by them. And then he just immediately breaks into this just like, yeah, like really like, I don't know, yeah, racist sounding Chinese Asian accent or something like that, or speaking like Chinese gibberish. And yeah, you were saying he got banned. Is that what happened?
I don't know if he got banned or because people were mad at the guy who posted this clip. And it's funny, dude, because a lot of the people who were like trying to run support for him, and again, I'm not even going to take a side here, but their argument was, oh, him just making funny noises means it's Asian noises, and it's like,
I mean, come on, man.
yeah,
That's like, yeah.
it's like,
That's like saying
come
like, oh,
on.
just because I paint my face black, I'm like doing blackface. It's like, yeah, dude,
It's
that's
like you're the
yeah.
real
What do you
racist for
mean? Like, yeah,
thinking that. It's like,
yeah,
no,
like
no, no, I don't think
no,
so,
no.
dude.
Don't try to flip it on me. Like, obviously, we all know what's going on here, but and it's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. After all this fucking like shenanigans that happened with this dude that we were talking shit about on the last podcast, I'm just like,
You
and
don't want to
also
anger Greek god, you're saying.
no, oh no, I don't care about that. I don't even know who that is. I just mean like my patience for this type of shit is just kind of like, come on, man. Yeah. To answer this person's question, Trevin, I don't know if he was actually well, maybe he
I
is.
don't think he
Is he
was.
referring to this video?
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
I will answer your question in two parts. Your question, just as it stands, where it's like, can we just admit that it's funny? I would say, well, even that is like, I don't think it's necessarily funny. I think like maybe there are certain ways that it can be. I don't know, like okay, like for example, what it makes me think of in a way that's maybe, but even this isn't really funny. It's just like tasteful. Is like in the movie Kung Fu Panda, his dad, like the character that you know, you've seen that movie, right?
Mhm.
You know, his like dad or is like a duck, like a little like peking duck,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
his voice is like a very like cartoonishly like
Yes.
Chinese, and but I wouldn't say that it sounds like racist. It's just like a very silly, funny voice, and it's a Chinese accent, and that character is really goofy, but I don't think there's anything that's like I don't think there's anything that's really like mocking there. It just seems like I don't even know if maybe it
It's
might be
just
an
authentic.
I don't know who plays the voice of that character either. And not it doesn't even matter. I mean, I think it's just like it's whatever. It's like silly and harmless there. It's a kids movie, and I don't think anybody has an issue with that. But this video, if you're referring to this guy, Greek god, who's walking, which is so funny that his name is Greek god because he looks terrible. Sorry, Greek god. I don't know any of his workouts. He could be like a total like
Bro,
philanthropist
you're
outside of
starting
this,
huge
but
beef for cold cuts. You're
it's just
starting huge
I'm
beef,
just saying in
baby.
this particular clip you don't look very good, my guy, but you might be really nice, so sorry. But anyway, I don't think I think it doesn't seem like it's really in like good taste in this clip. I understand why people thought it was kind of just like mean that he was very clearly mocking these like this like woman who's speaking to her kid, and it's just like, dude, what? Like, what? First of
Yeah.
all, like, I don't know. I also like wonder if some of these people just like, I hate to pull the oh, you should really live in a city, man, because it's really just like exposes you, but it's kind of true. I kind of worry about some people that like if you've never lived in like a metropolitan area that has like a lot of different races and stuff going on, or not even races, but just people, different walks of life. You know, you have like gay people, straight people, rich people, old people, young people, black people, Asian people. Like if you're not exposed to stuff like that, this is what happens. You end up walking past people in the
Dude,
city and just going, well, ching chong, like saying shit like that. And it's like,
bro, I
it just
told you
makes
about my
me,
cousin who
ugh.
fucking lives in bumfuck nowhere, visited me in college for the first time, and I introduced him to a black person, and then the entire time after was like, dude,
Yeah,
black people they're not that bad. And it's like,
yeah,
dude, you're fucking 32. How have you not, how are you just
yeah,
now realizing this? Like, it's true though, because like there's a lot of people, and it's not even like they're inherently bad. It really is just if you don't interact with something, you form thoughts in your head based
yeah.
on things, and fucking that's just how it goes, bro.
And it's
I
like you shouldn't form sorry, go
no, no,
ahead.
you.
You should, yeah. I mean, it's like you shouldn't make, I don't even want to say you shouldn't make jokes, but it's like you need to recognize that like if you have no exposure to a certain culture, it's very likely that you're not going to give. We talked about this on a pod, like our first podcast, when I was talking about when I drew that Jack Skellington comic where he opens up the Modelo door to go to like a quinceanera or
Yeah.
something. Like that is a joke kind of about like Hispanic culture, right? But like I have a lot of familiarity with, I'm not Hispanic, but I have a lot of familiarity with like Latin culture, enough so that I can make a joke and enough so that I can make a joke that's sincere and lighthearted and not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think like when you don't have that and then you want to be like, ooh, I'm gonna be a comedian and I'm gonna make my thing. I'm gonna be an edgy comedian and I'm gonna say the shit that people are afraid to say. I'm gonna make fun of Asian people and like Hispanic people and like shit like that. It's like, all right, slow your roll, buddy. Like, what are you going to be funny or are you going to say something that's cringy and like get you in trouble? Just check
Dude,
yourself.
yeah. And it
Just
doesn't even
like,
have to, because people take it to a faggy level where it's like you have to be punching up only. But it's like what you said, when your familiarity with either the people or the culture. I think that's why, when I was friends with the Venezuelans in college, I was always like, because Americón means faggot.
mm-hmm.
I'd pretend to be the Taco Bell dog, and then I would also say, "Yo soy Americón, I'm American." Like I was like
Yeah,
misunderstanding, and they loved it. And it was like, because it was not coming from a place of like, "You fucking beaner scum." You know what I mean?
yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, it's like, it reminds me of my favorite movie ever, The Other Guys, but where Mark
Mm-hmm.
Wahlberg's character takes ballet and learns how to dance just to make fun of them. And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, him going
Yeah.
the extra mile there makes it so much better. Like,
Yes.
you fucking,
Right.
it's
I
just
think
like,
like
ooh.
if you want to make jokes at the expense of people that are not like you like in a ribbing way, like if you want to, even if you want to see, because even my like Nightmare Before Christmas comic isn't even a great like example because it's so lighthearted that no one would get offended by that. But I would say there even is a way that you can make a joke that's really making fun of a certain group of people, but in a way that they are also going to think is funny. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
it's true, because
yeah,
it's sincere, and like if you're making it in a way that only white people, like uneducated white people, are going to think is funny, then it's not a good joke. Like it's just not that's in my opinion, it's not a good joke. I don't, and I think then you open the door for like this, like it sounds like this Greek god guy is dealing with some shit right now that he's banned or getting shitted on online, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it's just like the joke wasn't funny. This joke was not funny. If he said something about Asian people and it was funny or clever, then nobody would have gotten mad, or maybe people would have gotten mad, but they would have been babies. You know what I
yeah.
mean? That like,
Like
but
if he walked by them and they had a grocery bag filled with live cats,
yeah, and
there's something there. There's
and
totally
if
a
you
joke.
walk by, if you walked by that and he just like was like, huh, like
Yeah,
that would have killed. That would have
yeah,
killed. That would have
for
been like
sure.
great. But it was just this over the top stupid shit. Yeah, I
Dude,
don't
right
know.
before it cuts us off, I
Uh-huh.
will say, actually, maybe I won't say because I think I might have. Oh, not running defense for the guy. The only thing I could give him is, and this is just based on the sweat. I have a feeling that our man might have been on like maybe his sixth or seventh hour of live streaming.
Yeah,
So
that's
I can
possible.
see the idea of like you you know your brain was like, this will be a good idea, and it just maybe wasn't.
He
You
looks
know what I mean?
beat. Yeah, he looks
He
really
looks like a
busted.
sweaty pig, dude. His pores are like melting. But
Oh God, man.
anyway, we're gonna come back and finish the rest of the questions.
Yes,
Let's take a
absolutely.
little 5 minute. I'm gonna pee pee, rail
That's
a
fine.
little
That
ciggy,
that's fine.
and we'll be back. We're back,
We're back.
baby.
And you know what? I just rewatched that Greek god clip while we were off. I was like, let me just actually watch it. And like he just seems like he's on drugs. He seems
He's sweating profusely, dude. He's either on Molly or just like been streaming for like 10 hours, dude.
I
Something
mean,
happened.
it seems so obvious, but you just like you cannot be racist online, dude. You can't do it anymore.
Unfortunately.
There was a time that you could do it, but now it's like, especially if this is your bread and butter, if you're making, I don't want to hear fucking, oh, boo-hoo, I make all my money on Twitch and now they banned me from Twitch because I said something racist. It's like, dude, this is your career. Like, it's just like if you have a regular job, like there's a certain like threshold to how much shit your employer is gonna put up with before they're like, get the fuck out of here, bro. We don't need this on our,
Dude,
like,
literally, I think we already talked about this, but it's like the Twitter guy who has like a big account and then calls Obama the N-word and then makes a new account because he got banned and it's like, dude, they literally took me off because like I was just speaking too real or whatever. And it's like, dude, no, it's because you called Obama the N-word.
yeah,
That's why you were banned, dude.
yeah.
Like that's like, dude, I remember this guy. It was like back when like I posted a video of me and Daphne and this like he was a huge account too. I think he had like 40K or 50K and just said some like crazy like fucking dickhead shit. Like it was very transphobic is what the kids are calling it these days. But I remember someone sent me a link afterwards because he got banned. You know, a bunch of people I think reported him because I retweeted it like making fun of him. And someone sent me a link to his Gab account and it was like, dude, they fucking banned me because I'm conservative. And it was like, no, I think it's because you were being a huge fucking fag, dude.
Yeah,
I think that's
I don't
why.
know. People want to act like they're being like lambasted for just like, oh, just because of my politics, you're gonna ban me from the shit. But it's like, I don't think it's because of your politics, my dude. I think it's because you like can't say there's certain stuff that you shouldn't say. Like there's like to be not because of it's not like a partisan issue. It's like you just isn't it so weird also that just like I shouldn't even, I don't even want to go down this road. Never mind. It's just like
Turning the
forget
hater
it.
mode
Forget
off.
it.
But
Yeah,
turning the hater
let me turn
switch off,
hater.
bro.
Let me just turn it off.
Bring
It's
it
not worth
back
it.
down.
It's
Bring
not
back
worth
the
it.
hater mode. Yeah, we did get you texted me and I think I saw it too, but I believe we did get one last foot picture for this
Nice and
episode.
hairy.
But
Yeah, nice hairy foot.
let me pull up the next question. This is from Felix Emerson, which is a college you attended. This guy could be the Emerson legend, bro.
Could
Dude,
be
I think I
him.
mentioned this one episode, but I remember my cousin who's like, he's actually like an established actor. Like he does a lot of off Broadway. He's big in Forbidden Broadway. They always post him. His name is
Hmm.
Bill. He's a good guy. But
Bill, is he have the same last name as you?
Selby. Oh, I'm doxing my cousin. If you guys want to look at my cousin and call him a mean name, no, he's a super sweet guy. He
How do
also
you
just
Bill Selby?
I think he'll pop up if you type in Bill Selby,
S
Selby.
S E L
Let
B
me see if
Y.
he pops up. Or sometimes he
There's a
goes by.
baseball player named Bill Selby that's showing up.
If you type in Forbidden Broadway, I bet he'll pop up. Yeah, yeah, and it's all his stuff right there.
Oh,
He's a cool
William
dude.
Selby. Okay, I got
Yeah,
you. That's
great
cool.
dude. I love him. Oh yeah, look, there's his headshot. He looks great. Oh, there's him with Lin Manuel Miranda.
Oh, dude, are they
That's
soy
kind of
boy?
funny. Yeah, they're doing a little soy boy face, but anyway, this guy's great. But I remember
Nice.
being kind of like weirded out as a kid because I was like 10 and he was like, yeah, you should apply to Emerson. Like, and then he told me this whole thing, like, I went to Emerson and my acting was so fucking good. I got a full ride. And I just remember even being 10, like, why are you bragging to me? Like,
Yeah,
I can't help you at all. Like, what, I can't really do
I
anything.
know. What are you
Anyway,
gonna do?
Felix Emerson, here we go. Here's some questions for you boys. One, what got you both into comics? Wrong answers only. I'm gonna give my real answer because it
Okay,
sounds
go ahead.
wrong. But dude, I just remember this was like back in 2016, and this was back when I was like surrounded by. I think you'll understand me when I say this, but like you know how you were talking about you didn't really fit in with the Elon kids.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there was like an intense hatred of a lot
Mm-hmm.
of those kids because it was like these people who were way richer than me and were richer than I'd ever be just because their parents were rich. And it was like they almost wanted to pretend they were working class and everything, but it gave me an intense hatred to the point where I was like, that's what kind of got me on the Trump train. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because it was like I was living with these fucking douchebags, and it was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yo, this is gonna make them so mad if I vote Trump. Like it was like this pure rage. But around that time, that's when I saw the like Stone Toss comics,
Mm-hmm.
and I think there were a few other guys, but I was like, dude, I could fucking do this. I could
Uh-huh.
easily fucking do this. So that's kind of what pushed me towards it. And then the little piece de la resistance was
Mm-hmm.
my post Harris replacement, Ryan. Awesome kid, love him to death. Still
Mm-hmm.
talk to him. He's working on an insane rap album, but we were working on some sort of project, and I walked in his room, and he had all of these hand drawn comics that he made, and I was just like, that's kind of like what solidified it. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna make comics. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna fucking make comics. But that's what pushed me into it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, I mean that's a solid answer. I can't think of like a wrong answer like this guy was saying. I was like, "Oh, I was like drafted to Vietnam at like a really young age." Yeah. No,
silly,
I mean,
silly.
yeah, dude. I've just been drawing forever and painting and shit and just never found any semblance of like just I wouldn't even say that I've achieved the level of success that I'm like hungry for yet at all, but like I at least feel like now you and I have both garnered like an audience, which I've never had before, and
And
that
you,
was
dude,
what
you're
I
growing so much faster than I did. Like you're gonna pass me soon. I'm telling you. Like
I don't know.
you're crushing it, bro.
But it's a you and I have both said that the whole webcomic thing is just I love that it's a great way to gain an audience, but do I have like this weird red ring around my neck, or is
It's
it
not
just
too
a
noticeable, but I do see a little bit of red.
that's weird. I think I was just scratching myself. But anyway, I yeah, I love the fact that I have like a little bit of an audience right now, even though I don't want to be doing webcomics forever. I think that I'd love to use this
It's a springboard.
it's a
Yeah.
springboard, yeah, to kind of go to the next thing. But yeah, I think I was suppressing this like I don't know. There is something about comics that you also I I I was confident in posting my art, but I think I was not confident in posting my humor. Like I
Mhm.
didn't think that what I thought was funny that people would think was also funny necessarily. And it wasn't until like there was a couple things. For one thing, and it all coincided in the same like week, basically, that I had a conversation with Zach that was like that you were like first of all you need to be posting you got to post a comic like to Twitter because that's just a better audience than Instagram because I didn't even have a Twitter at the time and also that there were two other buddies that I was hanging out with that live in South Florida that were I don't know why they were kind of like ragging on me or like but like in a friendly way they were getting on my case about just like they were like dude your art is so good but if you weren't like such a pussy like you would probably have like a bigger like you would actually have a bigger audience but like you need to be more like I wish you were more confident in like posting your shit because at that time I would post like one painting like a month, you know what I mean? And for anybody who doesn't know or doesn't follow me on Instagram, or maybe even if you do follow me on Instagram, I haven't posted one in a long time, but my main thing was portraits. Like I would just paint people really. And I'm
And your
actually working.
paintings are amazing, bro. Just to interject, I think
Yeah.
you've definitely, maybe you didn't see the success or admiration you wanted to, but correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Elon? Maybe they didn't pay you. They probably tried to gyp you and make you do it for free. But didn't the school have you do like a mural?
I no,
Am I
it wasn't
crazy?
it was actually almost the opposite. I we there was a contest to paint in the wall of like your dorm room
Uh huh.
basically. Like every dorm room had the option to paint something um in their in their dorm room basically like in your shared dorm area and the school would like supply you with the paint and then they would come around and anybody who wanted to participate it was actually cool they would look at the painting and whoever was the best one I think that they gave you some type of prize like a cash prize or something like that to that dorm like everybody in the dorm got that thing anyway we misunderstood and my I painted not in my dorm room but in the on the brick wall of the hall to my dormitory
Uh huh.
we it's funny that there was no faculty or nobody came and noticed because it took me like 4 days but I painted this giant like John Belushi from Animal House
Uh huh.
on the wall, like a giant portrait of him there that was at the time, it's actually still probably to this day like the biggest painting that I've ever done, and it came out pretty good. And all the people in the dorm room, and also at this time because it was my freshman year, I was very like out of place. I was like really, I'm still a shrimpy dude, but at that time I was like really shrimpy. I
Oh,
wasn't
you've
working
beefed up.
out.
You've
I
beefed
was
up.
definitely just like this meager little, like not confident, just like, and at that point, me painting on the wall was like really big for my social life because then everybody was like, whoa, that's so cool that you can do that. You know what I mean? And what ended up happening was that the people on the day that they were supposed to come around and check on the dorm room like paintings to decide who they thought was the best, they came around and they saw this giant John Belushi on the wall, uh and were like, that is not where that was supposed to go. Like that, it was like basically 4 times the size of what you were supposed to do. So because of that, we were disqualified from winning.
What?
They disqualified us from because it was like property damage basically. But they basically said at the time like, we won't paint over it. Like you guys can keep it up, but you are disqualified from winning anything. So it stayed there, and I don't know if it's still there. It's been a long time now, but I know at least for several years after that, it remained on the wall of the dormitory building. It was like still there because I saw some people posting it or sharing it to me like 4 or 5 years later. They were just like, look, your painting is still up on the wall. Here's these like incoming freshmen now that are like posing with it because it's like this big like party college painting, like something like that.
Dude,
Anyway,
see, I'm gonna blame our mutual, extremely famous Australian comedian friend. I
uh-huh.
swear she was the one that was like, "Yeah, Harris won a competition, so they let him paint on a whole wall." And I was like,
No, it was like
"Damn, bro,
it's
nice."
that's like the telephone game, right? It's like she had some elements to the story that were probably right, but it was like, yeah, no, we were actually disqualified because I was still like a little chimpy monkey brain and didn't understand the rules and regulations. But it was really fun. That was cool. And I have this painting. I'm actually whoa, almost dropped it. I'm actually working on a painting right now that's it's a Bob Dylan painting
Oh, that's
that like
fresh, dude.
it's like halfway done, but
Yeah, it kind of looks like Dean Martin currently.
yeah, it's like a young Bob Dylan. But I was thinking that I needed to get back into I was I was actually just toying with this idea as kind of a spoiler because I think I am going to do it, but it's like uh I don't know. I just gotta find the time to do it because it takes me a long time to paint those things. But I kind of wanted to do a painting of Review Bra. You know
Oh,
who
that'd
that
be
is?
cool. Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah,
turkey
like
guy.
there's like a funny picture of him eating in his car that I think I would like to paint.
Am I crazy? Haven't you already done a review bra
No, I've
painting?
definitely never done a
No.
review
Okay.
bra. I was leaning into some stuff that was more like meme stuff, like meme paintings kind of, and that was actually garnering some attention. Uh
Dude,
More than
please
I
tell
had
me you
seen
didn't
before.
sell it because I want to buy it. I
Which
already know
one?
you sold it.
What is it?
The Patrick Bateman one.
No, it's hanging right here.
Oh,
I
bro,
have it
dude,
right
if
here.
you ever
Yeah.
want to get rid of that, I'm buying it, dog.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. No.
so
Oh,
fresh.
hell yeah. No, that one, it was like I actually do have like kind of a portfolio of paintings that I haven't sold because I'm very just like rat pack, just like I want to keep this and keep this. Like I don't want to, like, people will ask if something's for sale and I'm like, no, it's mine. I made
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
Dude,
it's like, but
I still
like
have two
years
of your
later.
paintings that I kept at
Oh,
my house.
really?
Yeah, you
What do you
drew one
have?
of a it was a catfish in a bowl
Oh,
and then a
yeah, I know. I remember
bird
that one.
dog like staring at it and I was like, "Yo, this is fucking
That's
baller."
that I would like to see that. Yeah, I remember painting that one.
I'll have my parents send it over because I'm currently using them as like a fucking used store. Fucking they have so much of my shit stored. I'm so mad because I want my Super Nintendo. I gotta go get my Super
Oh,
Nintendo, bro.
dude, you got to get that. Yeah.
I know,
Um,
baby. I think there's a second half to this question. Let me look
oh yeah.
because I think we're about to blow right through it. Who do you want to have a Twitter beef with the most? And I think we're gonna have the same answer because I'm you have a not a wannabe beef, but we have a mutual hatred of certain comic artists that
Yeah.
I'd love to turn into a full blown beef, baby.
Yeah, it's
I'd love
funny.
it.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm not in hater mode anymore. I don't want beef with anyone. I'm totally zen
This
this
guy needs to
episode.
die.
I don't
This
want to
guy
be
needs
talking
to fucking
shit.
die.
I don't like I think I left our last podcast on a hater note and it made me just gave me like an ulcer that I had to deal with the last 3 days. But uh yeah, I fucking hate Dino comics, dude.
Dude, they
I like
fucking suck. Dude, they
I I I
fucking suck.
I first of all don't think it's one person. I think that I don't think it's one person. I think that it's actually like a couple or maybe even a few people that run the account. But the guy who drew the original like dinosaur that they just like reprint over and over and over again, he may have died like 15 years ago and they're just like grave robbing his like image because there is no element to his drawing that says there was any thought or care or there's nothing human about it. There's nothing like I think that people love it because they think that it's like cozy and warm, but when I see it, it is like a bleak reflection of like what is commercially acceptable in this
100%,
society.
dude. It offends me so much because, dude, I'm the first person to think you can be a shitty artist and still make cool stuff. Okay, I can barely draw. You don't have to tell me I can. Okay, I can
Uh-huh.
barely draw, and when you can't draw, it's like not Deadpool. Who's the deaf one? Daredevil.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
he can't
He's
see, but
blind.
because
He's
he can't
blind.
see, he's heightened his other senses. Okay, he's
Uh-huh.
like ninjutsu, he can hear everything. If you can't draw, you need to heighten your other content. Okay, this dude's, I think the jokes and the plots of his comics are worse than the fact his all his shit is control cut copy, same picture on everything. That's more offensive than the art to me. Like, dude,
It's
the one I
insane.
can't, the one we sent each other when we were hating on it is the anti-gun one, where he goes
Oh
and
my
they're like looking at
God.
fossils, and then there's a fossilized gun, and it's like, dude, you're a huge fag, bro.
Yeah,
What the
dude, and
what is
the
this?
reason that I know that I'm not just being like a total cynical bitch is because I actually saw I really don't want to out the guy for this, but he posted it, so it's okay. I saw Keith Stack like quote tweeted that one and said something like, dude, what the fuck is this comic? And Keith Stack, like I can tell from when I see him replying to people in the comments and stuff. I've never spoken to him, like we've chatted a little bit, but he seems like the nicest dude, like super
Oh,
nice.
for
So I
sure, for sure.
and so when I saw him like screenshot that or quote tweet it and be like, I do not understand this fucking comic. Like this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I was just like, okay, it's not just me, right? Like I'm not losing my
Dude,
mind.
I'm the exact same way. There's something so comforting when someone you view as extremely nice and polite hates something you do because you're like, because yeah, dude, I'm always like, dude, I'm a crummy old hater. Fucking no one should listen to my hate rants
Yeah.
because I'm probably insecure and mad. But then it's like, it just feels so justified when it's like, dude,
Yes.
you've made the nice guy hate you. Like, oh, I'm
Yes.
turning hater all the way up,
But
baby. I'm hating.
it's just because Dino Comics is like the most like egregious pandering comic account that I've ever seen. That coupled with the fact that I don't believe that they produce any of the art. I think that they basically I think just have a folder on their laptop that they just click and drag like these
Yes.
old
Yeah.
like little vectors of dinosaurs and draw them in. The fact that they have like a million followers on Twitter is completely
Mind
like
blowing, dude.
beyond me. I
Mind
do not
blowing.
understand it at all. And I truly believe that if we tried to start beef with them, it wouldn't even go anywhere because I think it's an auto-generated Twitter account. I don't think there's a person behind it. And all of the comics are this they follow the same like line. It's just like, ooh, maybe I will do something today. And then they like lie in bed and they're like, nope, I don't feel like it. And
Well, dude, I think I sent you.
I
It
don't,
feels like they're ripping off stuff. Like, cause do you remember the one that was like, I'm depressed, and then he goes to the beach and he's like, now I'm depressed at the beach. And then I sent you like someone had written that exact thing like 20 years ago when Tumblr was funny, and it was
yeah,
like,
like literally,
this
it's
dude
like
hasn't had an original thought in his entire life.
no. And it's like I really just think that I don't even know what that think tank looks like. And I think that like he could be he could have probably made like 100 comics at one point and he's just cycles through them and reposts them and that's his whole thing and I would
Mo,
never
yeah.
know because they're all the same. dude, it is literally like it is so bad. Like it looks like it should be printed
Toilet
on
paper, dude.
on
I would
toilet
wipe my
paper.
ass with them, bro. I swear, me
It's
wiping my
so
ass with
bad.
one of those comics would add more interesting. Because, like, you'd actually look at the comic and be like, "Why is there brown here?" You know, there'd actually be substance of me wiping my shit on these. Like that,
Literally,
it would literally add to it.
it would add artistic value. I was texting Zach that I was thinking about making a dino comic that was like they're two cute little vector ones that are just like you'll make me feel special or whatever, and then fucking like an actual velociraptor comes in and just like ravages them and just like kills them both in this like really brutalistic like way, and
You
just have that be the
you
comic.
don't have to use this idea, but it might be funny if the Velociraptor that comes in actually looks like a real dinosaur or something.
That's what I mean, that it's like
Yeah. Okay.
super
Okay. Yeah.
realistic.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then he
Yeah.
like comes in. But I was also thinking like the other side of me is that like it's funny when we were oh, God, why do we dip into this hater shit so much,
Hate
man? I
mode,
just
baby.
cannot. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be fucking like okay, anyway, but when we were I was doing like soft research for the Squizzy thing when we were going to talk about that, and I was kind of scrolling through her page and like looking at her cartoons and stuff. And I actually do think she's talented. She's a
Oh
good
yeah, great, great
animator.
animator, great
Like
animator.
super and actually her comedic timing is really
Dude, I
good.
was literally about to say her
Like
sense of comedic timing is definitely on point.
yeah, if you're watching the Squizzy, don't hurt me.
Send feet pics. Send
I
us pictures of your
no, I
feet.
I actually do think she is super talented, and that's when like when I'm scrolling through there. But there is a common theme, and I noticed a lot of people in the uh comments were like criticizing her for this as well. Is that they always end in violence. Like it's always violent, and I think that it started to like tick people off because people were just like, "Yep, here goes Squizzy again, making some like grotesque violent joke out of something that doesn't need to be like that or something like that." And I don't know why I thought it was an interesting point that it's like, and it kind of made me think, if I was gonna draw this dino comic and the whole punchline was that I would like a real dinosaur was just like brutally murdering the dino comic, is that really funny or is it just like
To
is it
me,
just
to me,
to
it is
me?
very
I
funny.
guess it is like I don't know, maybe it is funny.
Do it,
I hate
do it,
dino comics. I
dude.
think it
I
would be
kind
fun
of
to
did
draw.
that to the you know those Alien comics.
No.
Nathan, not Nathan Fielder, Nathan
Oh,
Plyer guy. He does like the alien ones, but I kind of did one
yes.
goofing on him because it's like,
Uh-huh.
to me, he does the egregious. His mistake is egregious, where it's like, I get it, dude. The aliens do something normal and describe it weird. Like, I get it. Like, do
Yeah,
something else.
I
But then
know.
again, it's like my mom will like send me those comics and be like, "Why don't you do something more like this?" And it's like I
Mm-hmm.
think to, and I'm not calling my mother retarded, but to, the majority of people who are retarded, the mass of society is very dumb. That is just like palatable, and it's like our mutual friend, who I'm not going to name, who listens sometimes, who
Mm-hmm.
he only ate chicken tenders until the age of like 27. Like there's some people who just want something palatable that they don't have to think about and that has no flavor, and there's people who like that. You
Well,
know what
we're
I
all
mean?
like that to a certain degree, right? Like, I mean,
For
I'm
sure.
like, I'm totally guilty of watching like Reddit ass YouTube videos on my like I'm so afraid one time that because now you and I also I have my regular YouTube account, but now we share the Beetle Dog
Yes,
account.
yes.
And I'm so afraid of one time that I'm gonna be on the shared account and I'm gonna be watching some fucking video that's just some like cringe Reddit shit, and you're gonna be like, um,
What is
what is
this?
this? And I'm gonna be like, fuck. But like, I but yeah, it's like I totally understand. Whoa, oh, lost my fucking headphones there. I totally understand that feeling of wanting to just like, for lack of a better word, consume like soft, palatable media. But to me, it's so easy to see that it's so easy to see like maybe it's different because you and I are in the same field as this guy, right? Like we're also making comics and when you're thinking of an idea and putting in work drawing a comic, you know what that process looks like, and I know what that process looks like. So we look at other webcomic people and are like, you are such a fucking scumbag. I know that you're just like, it's not even really fair to say. You're not a scumbag, you're just a fucking quack. Like, you're not actually, like, you've got this huge following, but you're not like, you know that you're producing pandering little baby mode Coco Melon content. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
that is what it irks me. And it's the same deal with like these like YouTube creators that we're getting dude, it is identical to me. The YouTube creators that were getting called out like a few years ago, I don't know if it's still going on, that were making all of this like weird, creepy Spider-Man Elsa
Oh
YouTube
yes, yeah,
videos. You know what I
dude.
mean? Because you're pandering to this like very specific like
2 and
baby,
3 year olds who
like
see
literally.
Spider-Man and are like, me watch, me
Right, but
watch.
everybody else who's watching it is just like, yo, what are you guys doing? Like, don't you care at all about like, don't you have any integrity like at all, like whatsoever? And the answer is no, of course
But then
not.
again, dude, if I could make 4 or 5 Elsa Spider-Man fucking each other in the ass videos and literally retire, which these
Uh-huh.
people can now,
I
like,
know.
it's very tempting. You know
I
what I
know.
mean? Like, the fact that they probably made millions off of that, and all they had to do is deal with people being like, this is cringe. And it's like, I can't hear you. I'm in a yacht.
I
You know what I
know.
mean? Like,
And it's like, but that's the thing is that like these people do have kind of a, they're a little bit more untouchable than I am, because the truth is that like you could, somebody could tell me that like they don't like my comics or that they don't think they're funny, and yeah, and actually like I would be like, of course everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I would, that would be like, ah, man, but I like them and I worked hard on them and I'm actually proud of the content that I'm proud of like 60% of the content that I produce. You know what I mean? But uh like these people, you could be like, the videos you make are shit, and they're like, yeah, like I'm crying all the way to the fucking bank, dude.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly. You
yeah.
know, like you're untouchable in that regard. Like whether or not whether or not my content is good is irrelevant. It's the fact that like I'm trying to make shit that I actually think is good. These
Yes.
guys are
Yeah.
not actually making shit that feels good. They're just making shit that sells. And like,
Baboon chimp stuff.
right. But there is like that part to me. That's where this fucking hater shit comes from, is because I'm just like, dude, fuck you, Dino Comics. Like I see right through your bullshit. I see right through what you're doing. I know you don't give a fuck. I know you don't fucking like, I know that every time somebody buys one of your like, dude, like during Pride Month, he was selling the fucking I'm a transgender stegosaurus like flags. Do you see some shit like that?
No, but that's very cringe.
I'm like, they were like transgender flags, but it had his like stegosaurus character on it, like those fuck. And I was like, dude, you should sell transgender flags with this fucking YOLO swag dog on it.
Oh
I
yeah.
would buy
Oh
that.
yeah.
That would be fucking dope.
Saying just
Anyway,
show me your feet or something.
I just want you to know, if anybody who is a fan of Dino Comics is watching that, if you're when you're buying shit from him, he is laughing at you all the way to the bank. He is cackling.
Fucking baboon. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
literally, I can't believe these
Seriously.
idiots keep falling for it.
Seriously, dude.
Yeah. Oh, whatever,
Let me
man.
see
You
if
know,
there's anything else on here.
I
Oh,
think
there's
that
sorry. There
the
was one
third
more part
part,
of that
there's a third
question.
part, yeah.
Hottest take on something that doesn't matter.
I should have thought of something before. I
I know
saw
we
that
should have
question and I
previewed these
didn't think of anything.
questions. Yeah, dude.
Hottest take on something that doesn't matter. Do you have anything that pops into your mind?
Um, I swear I was thinking about something that would have been perfect for this earlier, but now that I'm like trying to grasp for it, I cannot. Give me 2 seconds. Give me
I
two
know.
seconds.
I hate doing
Hottest.
the dead air, but like I'm not really
The audience loves it.
Oh,
They're
okay,
here for
here.
the dead air.
I actually will. This is like, this really doesn't matter. It's super specific, but I don't know what. This has been irking me on Twitter recently. Did you see? Here's another like uh beef thing. Not me being a hater again. Here we fucking go. But did you see on But this is with a big company. I don't care. There's gonna be a sequel to this movie. Uh, this I saw this A24 movie earlier this year called X, that was like hands down the worst movie that I saw this year. Maybe this year and last year, like the worst movie that I saw. And I thought that that was just like the normal opinion on it because it was advertised to be this like really edgy, groundbreaking horror movie, and it was like literal garbage. Like the worst movie that I saw this year. I was like laughing at how bad this movie was. Anyway, they just announced it had a full year. They haven't even let the movie die. A year has not even a year has passed, and they announced that this movie X has a sequel coming out now. Same director, same actors, all this other random crap. And I see people in the like posting it on Twitter and being like, "Oh my God, yes! Like I love A24. Thank you for this. Like I can't believe you're making this movie." And I'm like, are you, oh my God, dude, the fucking opioid crisis in America has reached an all-time high. You guys are out of your fucking gourd. If you let like who is seeing this shit? Like I could not believe. So I guess that's a hot take. I thought that I had a normal take,
Dude,
but
I think I'll tack on and I'll steal your take a little bit.
go ahead.
Well, I've seen some people voice this opinion, but and this is coming from someone who loves The Witch and loves a lot of A24 movies. There are a lot of A24 movies I like, but people seem to act like they're the best studio and they're doing the best shit, and it's just like I literally could type a bunch of words into like a scary movie. It feels like you're just typing things into a generator. Like,
Seriously.
okay, there's this, but this happens. There's a witch, but the witch is actually a goat. Or it's like, oh, she has a baby kid, but the kid is actually a sheep.
Yeah.
Or there's the other one we watched, and it's like, this woman's a nun, but she's a self-loathing lesbian. And it's like, dude, I get that you're trying to do these weird little twists, but my God, like, come on. I feel like I'm watching the same movie. It's like I'm watching Call of Duty. And all the games are different and unique, but there's still the base that's all the same. It's like Taco Bell, you know, and I guess this is Hispanic food in general, but it's like, dude, you don't think we're going to notice that all 7 of these meals you've served me are the same 2 ingredients or rearranged slightly? Well, I can tell by taste alone.
You're almost bleeding into the analogy that I was about to make. Let me ask you this question. Sorry, I
didn't mean to ruin the analogy.
No, it's okay. But it made me think while you were talking about Taco Bell also. It's like, okay, A24, for example, they have produced probably like 150 movies, and I actually think 4 or 5 of them are like very good, like very good. Maybe there's a few in there, like maybe as many as like 15 of the other ones are like decent, inoffensively good movies. The rest of them are fucking schlock, like absolute garbage. Some of the worst movies that I've seen in theaters have been A24. So this movie High Life with Robert Pattinson, it's the closest I've come to walking out of a movie. I saw this movie, and I like Robert Pattinson, and I saw this movie X that I'm talking about now. Absolute fucking trash, like irredeemably bad movie. Nothing good about it. All of these came out of A24 too. So let me ask you this question. Because there's people that are like, I love A24. They're like my favorite movie company. Let me ask you this. If there's a restaurant that you go to and you only order like one thing off the menu, but it's like really good, it's like one of your favorite things, do you tell people, oh, I love going to Chili's? Like if you only get their like fucking baby back ribs, that's the only thing that you like on the menu, and everything else you're just like, oh, this tastes like it was put in a microwave, but you love their baby back ribs, do you tell people I love Chili's? Or do you
I would specify the dish, in my opinion.
That's how I feel too, probably.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
Because, I'm right there with you where I'm not shitting on A24 as a whole. There's some of my, I don't know if they're my favorite movies, but The Witch is up there. You know, there's stuff I love that they've done.
Moonlight is great.
Moonlight's A24?
Moonlight is A24. That was like an early A24. Yeah. And that
was it a horror movie? I thought it was just a gay black movie.
It's a horror movie if you hate gay black men. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but it's a really good movie. It's like super memorable and poignant and just
dude, that'd be so funny. Like at the KKK movie night, they're like, all right, this one might be a little too scary for everyone, but we're watching Moonlight. And they're like,
that actually is a good. That could be a YOLO swag comic if you wanted to do something
I
that
don't know
was
how
just
timely a Moonlight
not,
reference is, dude, but
not very timely.
we'll
Like
try it.
in the horror movie night at the KKK today, we're watching. I was gonna say Medea goes to jail, but that's actually they love that movie
Oh
probably.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, that's probably they actually cut it right when she goes to jail and we don't even need to
All
finish,
right, it's
dude.
like 5 minutes in
Dude,
anyway.
and when the KKK says something scary, they know because these dudes are walking around dressed as the bedsheet boo ghosts. So I feel like I specifically trust their taste in horror movies. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh God, the KKK. I can't believe that group still exists. That's so funny to me.
Dude, to me, it's so funny that especially a lot of the right not see this is another thing where I'm labeling ping, but like the far right wing, the people who love the KKK, it's like
Mhm.
because the whole thing about that is like masculinity and shit, and it's like, dude, these guys you can tell were such fucking nerd losers because it's like,
No,
what are your ranking systems? Grand Wizard, Orc
I know
Slayer,
it's really
Bingus
nerdy.
Dingus. It's like,
Yeah,
dude, you're literally live action role playing Dungeons and Dragons,
it
and you're gonna come
is.
talk to me about masculinity.
It's very weird. It's very and also like a lot of these guys. It's like I hate to like stoop to this level, but it's
I
still
hate to
like
make fun of the KKK,
no, but
but
it's like obviously this is like the like just a stupid comment about the KKK, but it's like even like David Duke is like I mean he's like a very frail, small, like shrimpy bimpy man. Like he's not
how
really like
recently have you seen him? Because he is yoked for an old man.
is
Have you
he?
not, dude? He has pythons for his
He
biceps.
looks terrible in this
His
picture that I'm
face
looking at
looks
right
like
now.
pure garbage. Like he literally looks like a ghoul. But last I've seen, you know what?
God.
Jamie, pull up David Duke pictures. Let me pull
Dude,
up
he
David
he
Duke. Let's
looks like a
see.
poached egg. Like he's like really he
Yeah,
looks
there's
really
something
really
funky
bad.
with his face, but I'm telling you, bro, if you get a shot with his bicep, like even this dude's KKK, and even the gym bro inside of me is like, bro, what's your arm workout? What are you doing, brother?
I mean, I saw he was portrayed by the guy from That 70s Show in
Yeah,
the movie
the
and
doofus.
like I think his name is Bingus on the
Yeah, yeah,
show, but
Mr. Bingus.
his it's like dude, if you can be portrayed by that guy from That 70s Show, you come on, dude.
Yeah,
They obviously are like he does kind of look like him. They're just little shrimpy guys, like little
yeah, yeah.
twerp looking. Not very peak masculinity, I'd say. Alex Jones is pretty masculine looking. That
He
dude's a
is, bro.
fucking
Especially
beefcake.
you've seen his when he's our age.
No.
Dude, he used to be a professional bodybuilder.
I
He's
thought he
literally fucking yoked as hell, dude. And he has all these pictures of him like posing
let
and
me
shit. He's
see.
fucking crazy. Yeah, I think
Uh
you're gonna be pleasantly surprised by
damn, he gained a
young
lot of
Alex Jones.
fucking weight.
I think that just happens. Yeah.
I thought that he used to be that liberal comedian and then he
Oh,
trans
Bill Hicks, dude.
into yeah, and then he
I love that.
transitioned.
I love
I love
that.
that
He
meme.
really does look like him a little bit.
Yeah, we're about to
But
get cut off again, by the way.
I'm a chimp. Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't click join with audio.
that's all right. I was just looking at these shirtless pics of Alex Jones and I came across that one of him being just kidding. It's like
Just getting
45
redder.
days or just red is such a
The
funny
fact that a
picture.
red dye food company didn't capitalize on that and be like, after using red food dye,
Yeah, it's
would have been
good.
so good, dude.
Dude,
But
he's such a funny guy. It really does make me think that he's like I don't know, doing it on purpose. Like it is a bit.
well, I
He's
think that was his lawyer's defense. When they were mad at him for the saying the kids were acting or whatever,
hmm
crisis actors or whatever. I don't
hmm
know, but yeah, now that you know he's yoked, I had to get that proof out there. But
he was definitely yoked. I mean, he's should probably be taking better care of himself now, but he was yoked when he was like
he
20
was,
something.
twas. All right, before
Um
we run out of time again, because I know this is going to happen. This one has another foot picture attached.
mm,
Um,
classic.
oh, that's funny. I didn't even know he did this. He has his grocery list and a bra slightly out of frame. Or this could be a
Yeah.
chick. I don't know. This is just on the foot, but the grocery list is slightly out of frame, and it says grocery pickles, and then hamburger helper like 13 times, and then gloves latex. Excellent. Excellent use
That's
of
great.
subtle humor. I love
That's
that.
great. I love that.
But this is from Anderson Norton. Anderson, I think, is a guy name, but I don't know. They could be using an old email. Me no. I'm not
Anderson.
going to gender this person. Genderless, completely genderless watcher. But
Just an ethereal, wispy being.
what happens if one of the Ghostbuster dies and becomes a ghost? And I'm honestly so happy. I was so sure. And I haven't even seen the new one, but I heard rumblings that they were going to have. Who's the Ghostbuster that's dead that looks exactly like you?
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis. I was so sure they were going to have. That is the right guy, right? Because I swear we looked it up and it was not the right guy.
No, I think it's him. Well, I think you were calling me like Harold.
I was calling you
Bingus.
the other guy, Harold Bingus. Yeah, the other guy.
Yeah, and I was like, no, that's not it. Yeah.
I was told they were gonna bring Harold Ramis back with like that shitty CGI and have him like as a ghost helper, but I'm so glad. I feel like that would be such a shitting on like a grave.
No, I
type of
fucking
thing.
hate when they do that too. I guess you could even say that's another to answer the other hot take thing, but I don't even think that's a hot take. I absolutely cannot stand the we CGI'd this person so they look like this person that's been dead for 20 years and it doesn't
Dude,
look
it's
good.
so
No.
cringe. Like, first of all, the Tupac shit. You remember when that
Oh,
was big
yeah.
discourse? They have a Tupac hologram. So cringe. And then Kanye, if you're ever listening, this is probably why Kim left you, I'll be honest. The fact that you paid to have a hologram of her father be rebuilt. Like, because at the end of the day, originally you might
What?
think that's cool. You didn't hear about this for her birthday?
No.
He had Robert Kardashian, whatever, come back to the life and be like, baby girl, I love you. I'm watching over you. And it's like, in theory, this is
God.
cool, but it's like, at the end of the day, you're puppeteering a dead body and typing the words you want it to say. Like, these are not, for all we know, he hates Kim's guts, okay? Which maybe rightfully so. He
real.
probably saw the Ray J video in heaven. They're definitely playing that on
They
repeat.
definitely
Like,
saw that.
they were like, my
Uh,
daughter's a slut. But yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you. That shit is so weird. But
That is a perfect example of just because you can doesn't mean you
doesn't mean
should.
you should.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not quite sure this was the question. I think it was, yeah, if one of the Ghostbusters dies and become a ghost, I'd imagine it
They
would
bust
be
They gotta bust him.
exactly, and that would be cool. Well, it wouldn't be cool. I don't think it would be cool. But if you brought someone back, if Harold Ramis came back as a ghost, but he's evil, that would be so distasteful if they had to like fight him.
That would be funny. Well, I'm in the movie? I don't know. Maybe I think I've only ever seen the first Ghostbusters, but like, did they really not use that as a gag that like one of them dies and then they have to join the team as a ghost?
No,
I feel
but
like
they should have. The
that
only
seems
gag they
like-
had was like, yeah, here's a fat retard ghost named Slimer who's constantly farting out goo. Like that. That's the closest they got to that dude. I never understood why people liked him. Literally, all
Yeah,
he does
why?
is eat burgers and then shit goo, and it's like,
It's
that's my guy, dude.
because they see themselves.
I
in
guess.
him. They're just like, oh yeah, if I was a ghost, that's what I would.
That's what I be, baby. And I'm pretty sure, dude, it's gotten to the point. I'm not even
Yeah.
kidding. I have to look this up so I'm not spreading rumors. I'm pretty sure Slimer has a. They literally made a. Yep, they made a female Slimer.
Of course they did.
There's
That's
a
always the fucking
fat retard woman, dude. Oh, and she has makeup on and shit. She
Of
literally
course,
looks
you
like
have to
some of
know-
my ex-girlfriends.
Because God forbid Slimer is gay. Like he has to
Well, you know
be a fucking.
Below hashtag Slimer is gay. Let's make a
Yeah.
statement. Let's make a fucking statement.
Oh.
I will say though, I'm glad they didn't do the classic sci-fi fantasy trope where Slimer's like this big fat retard, and then they make the female version. It's just like the sexiest fucking woman you've ever fucking
Yeah,
seen
That's classic.
as like a ghost.
I did. This is one of the definitely one of the funnier memes that came out of like I don't know if it was birthed on Twitter or what, but it was years ago. But when the Babadook was on Netflix, and then like it was accidentally by some programming error listed in like LGBT
Dude,
stories.
so
And
funny.
then people like he got like the Babadook got co-opted by the LGBT community is so funny. Like I think the Pride Parade that year there was like 400 Babadooks
Yeah.
like walking
Yeah.
around. It's just like
I think the
that
head
is so
canon
good.
for a lot of people, because I swear I saw so much gay porn of him with Jigsaw. I swear that it was
What?
like him and Jigsaw was the unofficial pairing or whatever.
I almost instinctively Googled that, but I think I'm gonna let that one.
Yeah,
just-
hold off on that bad
I'm
boy.
gonna
Yeah,
rest
hold off
on
on that guy.
Yeah,
Dude, it's
dude,
like I look
that
at
shit's so
our
funny.
shared YouTube later and it's like Babadook Jigsaw fucking. I must find it.
You ever see those like screenshots of like it's like I think my little brother was on the computer the other day. It's just like a YouTube's or a Google search bar, and it's like misspelled like 100 different ways.
Breast.
It's just like girls with boobies kissing,
Yes.
like just like
Yeah, yeah, dude.
like oh god,
Dude,
that's
I'd be
good.
embarrassed for you to see mine because it's like I was having an autism breakdown, bro, but it's like 30 things in a row where I was looking for live sightings of alligators or crocodiles or sharks at sea. And
Oh,
it's
that's cool.
live shark sighting ocean, like just a ton of that. And it's like, if you looked at it, you would have thought I was a seventh grader just
Yeah.
figuring out what these animals were. But
Dude,
good times.
there was this really cool fucking did you ever see this? I think it was like on Animal Planet, but I had it on a DVD set at one point. This like four-part series called The Future is Wild. Did you know what that is? Have
Mm-mm.
you heard of that? It was just like it was basically I don't know, who knows, it could have been a complete crock, but like it was like using computer technology, our like digital animators have created it like along with a team of evolutionary scientists, like they've created like uh animated feature of like all of these animals that we predict scientists predict animals will look like a
Dude,
billion years from
I
now,
don't
like
think I saw the full thing, but I'm 99% sure this was made by the same studio that did Walking with Dinosaurs. Do you
total,
remember
yep.
that?
It's
Yes.
totally like
Yeah,
in
dude.
that same vein. And so, but it's all these made up animals that they're, and I think each episode in the four-part series is like, this is like 4 fucktillion years in the future. Oh, this is 4 bajillion years in the future. And like, it just like keeps going and like farther and farther ahead. But all of the creatures that they come up with are all these like wacky CGI generated like squids that walk on land and all this
Yes.
crazy crap. Yeah, it's
Dude,
really fucking
this
cool.
should have been my hot take thing. I talk about my fossil autism on an episode?
Uh,
It might have been
I
on a
don't
phone
think
call, but
so.
either
Maybe
way,
you
I have
did.
to bring it up again, dude. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
so sick of like, and dude, people who are like fossils, the Satan buried them and they're not real. That's retarded, okay? But I'm so sick of like, there's this I have to remember the name. Shark fossil. Is that what it's called? Okay, it's called a Helicoprion for our viewers at home if you want to listen or look it up. It's
I'm gonna look it up.
Helicoprion. And it's like they found this fossil, but they've never found a complete fossil of the shark yet they're claiming to know what it looks like. And it's like, sharks now have cartilage, so we know there was probably cartilage on this creature, but they expect me to believe that this shark literally had a long proboscis filled with
Oh,
teeth. And it's like,
what?
yeah. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. There was no fucking way this is what this creature looked like. That's probably someone's tail that's like all looped up. Yeah. And it's like, dude, we're
uh,
literally teaching people that this is, and it's like, but if you look into it, there's so many creatures we have like that where it's like we've only found 1/90th of their body, yet we're already predicting. And dude, I get it. There's creatures that are similar that you could easily actually say, yo, this looks like this. We can do this. And it's like, you'll
mm-hmm.
probably get a good idea. But this shark rubs me the wrong way, bro. There's no way this doofus ass baboon shark, how would it have
I
lived,
don't
dude?
know. Yeah, I think okay. I think if just by basing it off what the picture looks like, I would be first of all, I mean that's an amazing looking animal if it did exist, but we do have some fucking weird animals even alive today that use very strange fucking
The sawfish, bro.
especially deep sea, yeah, like sea creatures get
Those
really
things are
fucking wet and
crazy.
wild. Yeah. So I
And
mean
those are prehistoric, the
they're yeah,
sawfish.
yeah,
And they're still alive.
and
Yeah.
they're still alive. Well, dude, have you ever heard the fact that this is fucking mind blowing? Have you ever heard that sharks have existed for longer than trees have existed?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
have you ever heard that before?
For
Like
sure.
sharks have been around for like 25 million years longer than the first tree as we know it evolved on land. So like they're old as shit. And
Well,
do
this
I
is gonna blow your
believe?
mind, bro. Sorry, don't
Yeah,
let me
go ahead.
interrupt.
Go ahead.
Shark autism. I just have to mention it's
Tell
called the
me.
Greenland shark, or I think it's called the North Pacific sleeper shark.
Yeah.
They live in such a cold environment, and dude, these puppies, they've seen them 25 feet long. I think the average is like 19 to 20. They
Yeah.
live in such a cold environment, and they've evolved in such a way that they've caught ones that were 200 to 300 years old.
Yeah,
Like
I've
these
seen that.
things are so strange, and there's so much, dude. Sorry, I'm so autistic. I love the
No, go ahead.
ocean
Go ahead. Me
creatures, but
too.
like, there's so much shit about those things that we still don't know and stuff. But like, it is insane, bro. It's
Yeah,
insane. That's
it
like a
says right here
testament to apex predators.
on the Wikipedia page, it says the Greenland shark has the longest known lifespan of all vertebrate species, estimated between 250 and 500 years. Like,
In
that's in.
fucking
What do you
sane,
do for fucking
500
500 years
years,
in the dark, just swimming
literally.
around? Like, what is even the point? What's the point of that?
But
Yeah,
that
that's
to me, that gives
outrageous.
credence to like, at least in that area of the world, I doubt there's a big spooky monster as much as I want there to be, because if there was something preying on them, how I don't think they would have that lifespan.
Oh no,
You know
they're
what I mean?
definitely the apex
I
predator
think
of
they're the
wherever they're at
apex,
because
yeah.
they're also really big and I mean this is without doing any further reading. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that they taste fucking atrocious, like this
They
just
have
old
urine.
gelatinous
They have
like
urine in their skin. I think that's the same one, but that's why people don't eat them, because it has like the same toxins your urine does.
yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, I mean
Bear
that's like an
Grylls is like, where are these sharks?
well
Yo,
that
I need to eat them.
dude that actually makes me think what is the longest living creature? I mean, I do know I actually made a comic about this like a few months ago that it was kind of a flop because it was just like too yeah, it was
Too
just like kind of a
cerebral.
whatever. Yeah, it was a little weird, but there is a species of jellyfish that is biologically immortal. Like it
I hate
basically
jellyfish, dude.
it's an insane animal because it's like right when it's about to die, it has such a simple like molecular structure that it just like reverse ages like back into a baby version and then like turns back into like a
Benjamin
polyp
Button.
and then like ages again. So it's like it can detect when it's about to die and then just turn back into a baby mode and
This is why
start
I hate
growing
them, though.
again.
They're taking up too much of our scientists, because it's like, okay, that is cool, but it's a fucking jellyfish, dude. Because, like,
Yeah.
dude, if you look up biggest animals ever, it's like blue whale, and then it's like this certain jellyfish. And
Uh-huh.
at first you're like, that's cool. And then it's like, you look at it and it's like, yeah, it's the
I
biggest
know.
animal ever, but its body is the size of fucking dental floss. It's like, that's
Yeah.
not big. That's
No.
big in the way like a stupid ferret will stand on its legs and be like, I'm bigger. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, you're not. You're a twink.
I
You're a
mean, dude,
twink.
talk about like talk about. I love going on these animal tangents, dude. I know you and I are both just like animal autism, but like you know you've heard before like yeah
Burt Reynolds.
birds. Wait, Burt Reynolds. Birds
Burt
are like
Reynolds.
this. That could be that's a comic idea right there. Bird Reynolds. Uh, you've heard that birds are basically just descendants of dinosaurs. Like
Right.
dinosaurs were just
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
prototypical birds, and like that. It's so insane to me to think that like if you look at an animal like a hummingbird, which is just this like really small, delicate. You know, it's the only bird that can hover in place. Like
Yeah.
it's the only bird that can flap its wings in such a way that it can be like zzz, and just like sit for a second zzz, and like go somewhere else. And it's like just to think about that there's an it's like an animal with like meat and bones that like evolved from this giant clunky creature but became so niche and small and delicate and mechanical that it can do that shit. Like that's why when I see this shit like the with the shark with the sawtooth, I'm like yeah, that could exist because like how the fuck does that exist? Like a hummingbird is way more insane like that the actual mechanics that would go into creating a living creature that can do that shit is just like beyond me. I mean, it's
Insane. Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. But
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be surprised by how something. And there's also probably that could be the reason its big, stupid, idiot nose could be the reason it's extinct currently.
yes,
You know what I
absolutely
mean?
definitely seems like an evolutionary uh misstep.
Yeah.
But what does make me think the reason I do feel like this kind of seems like it's not real is because they've only collected fossils of that bottom jaw. Like how can you even tell that's a jaw?
Dude. Exactly. That
How can you tell
exactly.
anything
And
about
that
that?
goes to my point earlier, where it's like I'm not discrediting. I know a lot of these fossils are right, and I'm sure there's literally reverse engineering going on where they're pretty close to what it actually looked like. But something like that, I'm like, why don't you just tell me little hobgoblins are real too? Like, why don't you fucking just start
Seriously.
making shit up at that point? Like, come on.
I mean, do you think that they're I don't know. Do you think that there are animals that we will discover in our life that are just like really bizarre? Like, do you think we will see in our lifetime that any of these like cryptid animals are going to be proven to
I
be
do think
real?
we're gonna find out that there is some sort of not it's not gonna be Bigfoot, but it is gonna be a giant ape because
Really?
I think Joe Rogan did a whole episode on this, but there was like this myth of this swamp ape, and it would walk on its feet, and the African people used to hunt it, and they discovered it. I think like 5 or 7 years ago, but it's an extra
Hmm.
large ape that literally walks around on its feet.
What the
And
fuck?
yeah, it's not like more highly evolved or anything. And it's, yeah, I know you hear that and you think, oh, it's a Dutch person, but no, it's like a literal actual ape. And
Wow.
I think they might even be called swamp apes, but I'll send you the article for that
Well,
later.
the
But
swamp ape is the Florida, like that's like the Bigfoot that we have in
cryptid you guys
Florida.
have,
But
yeah.
yeah, that's like supposedly it lives in the Everglades or something like that. Um,
Speaking of swamp apes, baby,
speaking
what
of
you doing?
cryptids,
Yeah, speaking of big cryptids,
what's she doing back there?
I think she has her headphones in. Either
Oh,
that or
okay.
she's purposely ignoring.
Not
Oh, she's
interested.
purposely ignoring.
Oh.
I see how it is. I see how it is.
um,
All right, we gotta
anyway.
blaze through these because I already know the fucking 10-minute thing is about to pop up
Oh, you're
again.
totally right. Okay,
Dude, this
yeah.
is from friend of the pod. We have to have them on one day, but
I
Slug
know.
Nighty,
Slug
legendary. He
Knight.
sent us this is probably gonna get us banned, I don't know, but Sonic showing his beautiful,
Air
sexy
toes.
big feet. Um I didn't see you there. Hope you don't mind if these biggies are let out of their pen. Winky
That's
face.
great. That's
Anyways, I
good.
love you boys. Congrats on all your success. The podcast is dope. The mustaches are dope. Harris, please grow it back. Okay. We
Hmm.
we should make that our brand, dude. We
I
should be the
know.
mustache beard boys. That'll
We
be like
should
our whole thing because
we
we're
should do
masculine.
The Mario Luigi thing should be
That would
the
be fresh, but I
it
think
would be a
Wario and
thing.
Waluigi might be more the move.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we could probably the second we come into some money, I think we could invest in some costumes for
I'm in.
Wario and
I'm gonna
Waluigi.
get plastic surgery to look more like him, bro. That's kind of my goal. But
Uh-huh.
my only question is, do you think it's better to post frequently, even if the posts aren't quite up to your standard, or to post less frequently, making sure each one is lovingly crafted and has banger potential? I think
It's a
you're
great question.
proof.
It's a
I
great
think you're
question.
proof that you can do both. Okay. Because I know you said earlier you're probably only proud of about 70% of your comics, but I haven't seen one yet. And your output's unreal. Okay. I probably do 3 or 4 comics max a week, but um I think the key, you're blowing up, you're going crazy right now, is to do, if you're inhuman and you can do it, is to post constantly good shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which I think is hard, and I think it's something you have to learn because, like, I definitely, when I first started, posted everything I made, and now, the more I go on, the more it's like probably 25% of everything I make, I'm kind of like, it doesn't even leave the cutting room floor because I'm kind of like, it's not good enough.
Hmm. I mean, I think like when I first started, I was also blown away. I was blown away by your output. I know you say not, you do post slightly less frequently, but that's also because like your brand image. I hate to use the word brand. It's very Reddit, but I just mean like that your followers expect a mix. You know what I mean? Or not that they expect it, but they've come to appreciate both types of your content. They want
Mhm.
to see you talking and not art related stuff, but just videos of you and shit like that and you memeing, and also your comics, which are still your bread and butter. But I think you can post comics less frequently because you're not exclusively a comic artist. But on my page, I mean, now of course the podcast is the first stuff that like clips from our podcast is the first stuff that I've been posting that's not related to my comics. Like up until then,
I'm helping you
it's
tank your brand. People are
no, no.
like, what
I
is
think
this
it.
shit?
I actually think it probably has been. It's been good because it's just mixes it up a little bit. But yeah, I mean the. I think it's a great question from Slug. I think like I don't know, man. I still make it a point to post once a day, but even that feels like it's like it's so hard to not compare my output to House of Decline because his output, I know I talk about it all the time, but his output is the most like outrageous shit I've ever seen. He literally, the dude posts like
It's
3 or 4
unreal,
a
dude.
day.
Unreal.
And I can't even say that it's because there's a lack in quality, because he posts stuff that's really good. Like it's really good. I mean, I like, and some of it's more complicated than others. Like some of his drawings are more simple, but I mean, to even just have that many ideas that are worth putting to paper is just a credit to how like clever he is. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's like, if we're talking about like algorithm related shit, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I think that you can post as frequently or infrequently as possible. You shouldn't post super infrequently. You should. That was the other part. Like when I was talking to my buddies right when I started getting into the comics, my one of my friends that was like ragging on me about like, dude, you should be putting out more and shit like that. He said to me, and it kind of stuck with me, that he was like, I hate when I find a new artist on social media, like on Twitter or Instagram, and I find their stuff and I'm like, oh, this person's so good. And then like they never post. Like I never see them posting shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like you got to think that like you don't have to feed the machine all the time. If you don't feel, you shouldn't post shit necessarily if you don't like it. Like you should only be posting things that you like, but you shouldn't be discouraged if people don't like it. People don't like
Right. Yeah.
actively like click the like button on it.
I mean, how many
But
times have we talked about like we make something that we're like, I loved what I just made. Like, I
oh
think people are
yeah,
really gonna like this, and it like is flop mode compared to something you just shat out.
totally. It happens all the time. I would actually say it's basically like a lunar eclipse when I draw something that I really like and I post it and it does really well. Like that has only happened like
This could be a good
twice.
A24 movie, dude.
It's yeah,
This is a
there
good
you go.
A24 topic here,
But
bro.
it is true. Like a lot of the times that I post stuff, we were just talking off camera. Like I posted this comic that was sitting in my fucking drafts for like 2 weeks of this like Sonic uh Sonic Adventure 2 reference with the gun truck. I literally drew that 2 weeks ago and was like, like this is not gonna do well. Like I have better ideas. Let me just come back to it. And I posted it this morning, just like, let me just throw this out there while I, draw something else. And now it's like doing pretty well. It's like
It
when
found
I
its
last checked.
audience.
Yeah, it found
Hell
its
yeah.
audience. Sonic shit always. It's like a cheat code. Sonic shit always finds the audience. People will instinctively retweet Sonic stuff no matter what, even if it's not clever, if it's not new, like it doesn't even matter. Like the Sonic fan base is just so diehard that it doesn't matter. But to answer your question, Slug, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know. I think you just got to find your own groove. Like just between me, Zach, and House, we all have different levels of output, but and with but we've all found in our own way like our audience. So it's just you got to do what feels right, and I think like
Not to
that's it.
sound like a super progressive father talking to his bi-curious late teenager, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to change my answer a little bit and say experiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do both. See what you want to do and then tweak it from there because everyone's going to have their own unique method that works perfect for them. It's like diets, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, calories in, calories out. It is true, blah, blah, blah. But
Mm-hmm.
there's certain tweaks where, like, maybe his body doesn't react well to gluten, blah, 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 blah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
try it out, especially if you're new, bro. Because, like, if you're super big, like say you're Dino, now he's probably written himself into a corner where he has to make that garbage shit. He can't really
Mm-hmm.
experiment. But when you're still small, like that's the perfect time to be experimenting with when to post, what to post, how frequent. Like you're just
For
fucking
sure.
try it out, try it all out.
I would say while you're there, like still in the, because I'm trying to think like when I was still in that mode in the like 500 follower
Your
range, like while
camera's
I was
getting a
like
little
approaching my first,
you're moving a little
was it out of
slow.
focus or something?
No, it's like I think it's either my internet or your internet is getting a
It's
little
kind of
crumbly.
crapping out a little bit. Uh-oh. Do I look weird
You're a little
still?
frozen.
Oh no, that's not good. Technical
A
difficulties on the
little bit.
pod,
A
man.
little bit.
Oh boy, it might be my internet.
It
Um,
seems to be getting a
what
little
should we
bit
do?
better.
Well, what I was gonna say to I don't. Hopefully, we can cut that part out because that was a little
I'll do a little magic editing.
soft editing. And what I was gonna say was that when I was in that period of time, when I was in the 500 approaching 1,000 range, I was posting, and I don't think they were as good as, like, again, it was me fine tuning at the time, right? So like the stuff that I was posting at that time, I wasn't colorizing any of my comics, and a lot of them were just more simple, basic concepts, right? So like right now, I've learned a lot even in the last few months that I've been doing it, and my style has changed a little bit. I like to put color in my comics, and I like to like draw things that are a little bit more intricate. Like it's more like, I don't know, it comes out better to me. I like it better when it looks that way. But at that time when I was drawing these like little simple ones, I was posting like 3 a day basically. Like I was just like bang, 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 bang. Let me put this out. Let me put this out. And I mean, it helped me to build a little audience just to post like really, really frequently. But I've slowed my roll now because now that I have a little bit of an audience, I don't want to clog their feed. And I want to make sure that what I'm posting is actually like some quality content, like just or that they feel that it's quality content. So my production has slowed a little bit because I'm taking more time to like polish my work. But I would say if you're trying to like reach an audience faster, uh oh, and not to ramble, but there's one other point that I wanted to make is that we've kind of already said this, but things that you might think are a stupid idea and don't deserve to be drawn, put it to paper or put it to iPad or however you draw it. Like you should just make it and post it anyway.
Because you don't know
Like
how many people are thinking that. Like the
right.
dude who probably was like, should I make a joke about airline food? And then it's like, dude, banger. We all hate airline food. Like you're
Yeah.
sitting on gold, brother.
I mean, dude, a perfect example are two that I can think of off the top of my head that I almost just didn't draw because I was just like, is this just too silly or just
To Reddit.
ridiculous? To
To
Reddit
Reddit.
was with the Alex Jones one, and also the Sonic saving JFK. Like both of those, when I wrote them in my notes, I was like, is this idea even clever or funny, or is it just like weird and you know what I mean? Like it just felt weird, but I was like, you know what? I don't think anybody has drawn this before, so let me just do it. And if it finds its audience, then it does. And both of them did. I was surprised to see both of them did. So sometimes the stuff that you think is just like ridiculous or stupid, just make it. Just make that shit
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah.
100%.
Um
100%.
I
Well,
see
dude,
we're coming to our last 10-minute
we
bit
are.
here.
We are.
Yeah.
I want to thank Ethan and Isaac. One of them sent us a picture of their man breast, and the
Mm-hmm.
other sent us a foot picture. So we didn't forget those. We got
No,
those. I'm saying
thank you.
thank you. But yeah, bro, if you all there'll be a link below to the email. But if you guys ever have any questions about web comics, life stuff, feet pictures,
Yep.
Beetle Dog Cold Cuts, the best
Mm-hmm.
email ever. I was a total genius when I came up with that very lengthy concept. But
Uh-huh.
beetledogcoldcuts at gmail.com. You can hit us up there. I
Yes.
think this episode comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wednesday. We're
Yep.
recording this Tuesday. We completely gave up on. I think the original plan was we were gonna like, yo, we love talking to each other. Let's just stockpile a bunch of episodes. But I think doing them right before the day they
Like
happen, or at least
fresh.
closer, it's fresh. Yeah, and it's like fresh topic. Like I
It
kind of
does.
like that a
Yeah.
lot more. Um, yeah. But again,
Yeah.
bro, I love this has been excellent. I'm so glad we got to have our little chit chat, and I think
So
tomorrow
lit.
we might try to. I don't want to ruin it, but we might have a little
We
special guest
might have a
on.
special guest.
In
Yeah. That'd be
theory, yeah,
cool. That would be
yeah,
very
yeah.
cool.
I'm excited. But
Um,
anything you want to end on? Any final thoughts? Any animal autism you want to get out there?
let's see. Another animal autism thing I
You have
could
a
say.
threat for Dino? Maybe watch your back.
Hey, you know what's funny? You just mentioned dino, but I was actually gonna say something about just like dinosaurs again, like not
Oh,
not
hit
related to
it.
dino comics, but um Nothing that said I love dinosaurs. I used to love dinosaurs until Dino Comics ruined them for me, and
Ruin
now
them,
I
dude.
don't like dinos
Ruin them.
anymore. Yeah.
Fossilized gun.
But
I hate it.
that used to be my thing. Like when I was a little kid, here's a little autistic thing for you. When I was a little kid, I used to carry with me everywhere that I went. I think probably my parents still have it, but I had this little, it was so sick. This little book, like it was just like this little purple book that was just pictures of like really realistic, like there's like a whole branch of artists on Twitter, I think, or not even on Twitter, but just a whole branch of artists. I think it's called like paleo art or something like that. And the whole idea is they just draw these like gorgeous images of like extinct animals,
Oh
like
yeah.
just it's so sick. And but I had like a book, like a little one of these like really realistic drawings and paintings of dinosaurs. And on the front cover, it was like a hard cover. My dad painted like a little cartoon of a dinosaur, and I used to just carry that little book with me everywhere and just sit and like look at the pictures of dinos like all the time. I was obsessed with dinosaurs. I wonder if I can.
Dude,
Let's
when
see
are
if
we
I
gonna
can
get the
find
Harris
this.
Senior webcomic? We got to get
He's
your dad
actually,
in on this, bro.
I was going to talk about your dad too, because that video, I don't know why I was scrolling back. You sent it to me a long time ago, and I thought it was funny then too, but I was scrolling through your page and I saw the video that you posted of your dad getting his birthday jerky
Oh
or
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's just
We
such
both
a
have our
baller.
artistic fathers, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Dude, it'd be
that's
so
it.
funny if we push your dad into webcomics, then he like drops one and it's like black people suck. It's like just so over the top, like
He
fucking just insanely racist.
Yeah, he used to he is a good artist. He is a very good drawer actually. And he always jokes about that when I also like when I was just little like autistic kid, like when I was like 2 or 3, he used to draw like he would be sitting with me and drawing, and he would draw like Barney because I was obsessed with Barney
Me,
as a
dude,
kid.
I was Barney for
Oh,
Halloween like
oh,
three
were you?
years. I was
Yeah,
obsessed with
love
Barney,
it, love
dude.
it. I just saw something really interesting, like I don't know, it wasn't the Onion. I think it was just some funny article about Barney that was like, it was like the most the most hilarious thing about Barney is just how much love and adoration kids have for him when they're little, and then how it flips into such adamant hatred like once they hit like the age of like 6, because all of a sudden it's like Barney is for babies and I'm
Literally,
not
yeah,
a
yeah,
baby.
dude.
Like, but yeah, I used to love Barney, and my dad would sit next to me and he would draw a picture of Barney, and I would be like, draw him smaller. And he would be like, okay, and then draw like smaller, and I would be like, draw him smaller. And he would like keep going until it was just like this like tiny speck on the
Do you
page. And I
remember
would be
why
like,
you had like a? Why
I
did you
have
want
no,
him
I
so
have no
small,
fucking
dude?
clue. It probably was like the fuel for my like vor fetish now or
I
some
guess,
shit
yeah. I
like
thought I was gonna
that.
find out you had like a gigantism fetish
I
or
was like,
whatever. Like
I have
fucking,
no idea why, but it's
you
like
are small and
hilarious.
I am
It's like,
big.
yeah, it's just like make him smaller,
You
and it's just
must be
tiny.
smaller.
My dad's like, I can't draw him any smaller than that. Anyway,
Your poor father, dude.
he put up with so much shit.
Ah,
Still
jeez.
does. Anyway,
Powerful,
well, dude,
powerful.
this was really fun, man.
Yeah, this was excellent. I'm glad we got to talk shop, and I think we kept our haterisms to a minimal. I know Dino Comics got the brunt of. I feel like a gross old Italian man just wiping my head every like
I
3 minutes.
I thought we were gonna get another shirtless episode this time
I
around.
might,
Like,
dude. I think I might whip it off. The shirt might come off. Although, dude, I look like my arm is so tan now, and then like my fucking, it's
pasty.
so pale compared. Look at the fucking bad.
Ah,
Yeah, dude, it's like neon white, dude. It's
yeah.
fucking insane. But dude, thanks for tuning in. I forget what I told you guys to type in the comments below. It was hashtag something.
What?
I
I don't
don't
remember
know.
that.
Yeah, it said
Um,
type a hashtag. We were trying to do some hashtag, but throw that in there. Tune
yeah,
in,
throw something in there.
shoot us some questions, and this episode comes out on Wednesday. Like and subscribe, dude. Subscribe. But we'll
Like
see you
and
guys Friday,
subscribe.
I guess, or I'll see you tomorrow for Friday.
That sounds good.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, bro.
A funny joke to end it on.
I don't know.